Dan,
Bob,
and Eric
from GigaBoots.com, and welcome to GigaBoots Podcast number 64. Super Podcast Bro 64.
Yes.
Actually, you know, there's no bros in Mario 64 because Luigi didn't fucking show up.
right?
Nope.
There are no brothers at all. No brotherly relationships.
No real brotherly relationships. Not sure everyone knows this. In fact, they tried to, while they were making the game, get Luigi in there. And they're like, and then each player could just run in whatever direction, and then the camera would just keep zooming out, and they're like, this is awful.
Yeah.
We could be Jet Podcast Gemini. Or Ogre Podcast Person of Lordly Caliber.
Ogre Podcast 64.
Yes.
Person of Lordly Caliber.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I'm all
I
right.
know a lot of Nintendo 64 games.
So do we have the whole thing over here? Is this
That is
all
everything.
Basically
That is all of our
everything.
news.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so we're here to talk about games.
I first want to mention we are recording on Easter, and I wore the
Oh,
most
yeah.
Christian shirt.
Yeah.
Because Diablo is the most Christian game. You are literally killing the devil. A lot. Like a lot. Multiple times.
That's true. I'm trying to think if you steal or have sex with people before marriage in any of them.
Nope, you loot bodies. I don't feel like that's in the Bible anywhere.
In fact, they're probably, knowing the Bible, there are at least a couple of passages telling you to do that randomly
Yeah.
if a woman bleeds.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's the
If
Bible.
if she's menstruating and she sits on a chair, you have to burn the chair and also
loot
that
her.
woman.
Yes. The Bible.
The Bible.
Crazy.
The Bible. So, hey, I've been playing video games. Have you guys been playing
What?
video games?
The past 2 weeks have been, I haven't played anything. You actually played games?
I've played games that are both new and relevant.
My God.
Whoa.
So, hey,
Hey,
we'll start with
the one we haven't all played?
Bob.
Hey, what's up?
What have you been playing?
I'm playing Bloodborne.
Cool. How's Bloodborne treating both of you?
I'm at a kind of a skill wall. I can't beat the third boss.
Jump over the shit. That's really tall.
I don't have legs.
So,
I'm really far in Bloodborne.
okay. How far?
Like,
Are you in the Mad Forest?
I am in a forest. It's pretty mad.
See, Bob's playing this game where he looks at the path ahead of him and goes, fuck the police, and goes wherever the hell he wants. Because he's like, wait, I thought I'm on the second boss. He's like, wait, which boss is that? I don't know. Because I'm on, like, this area. Like,
Yeah.
how did you even get there?
Like, when we first talked about this, I actually had beaten only 2 bosses. I was like, there's no way Eric beat those 2 bosses. I played for hours and hours. And then I go back and talk to him, and it's like, oh yeah, the
Apparently
cleric beast. I'm like, what the heck is that?
What?
Cleric, what?
Which apparently I skipped the first boss.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just walk on by that.
I don't, yeah, so I'm not very far.
And you could do what I did, which is just be like, you're an old Yarnum now. I never found the boss there. I went on and did other things.
Okay.
You could go do that and level up and grind.
Great. Sounds great.
I've had Mad Forest stuck in my head this whole time.
Of
course
it
you
is-
have.
It is. It's
Especially the vocal version.
great. Yes, definitely.
They just add random ow into it. Like, yeah,
Now
it's something.
Now I'm thinking of that song playing in Bloodborne in the Mad Forest.
Yeah.
It would be pretty hilarious.
Is it called the Mad Forest or just the
It is-
Forest?
It's just a forest in Bloodborne, so it is a Mad Forest.
Of course.
Yes, it is technically a Mad Forest. It has some weird name. It's not just the forest, though.
Now, you were telling me, like, we were
Woods.
talking with Agro last time about how, like, we were like, Insight does something. You were saying you really start to see some shit. He's like at 50 Insight, where Agro
Yeah.
was talking about, like, 15, you start to see things. He's at 50. What did you say you saw?
There was this gigantic, like, eldritch god, I guess. His head looked like a mix of an acorn and something else. And he was giant, just clinging to this building. I couldn't attack him in or anything. He's just like,
Chilling.
yeah,
That's concerning.
it's one of the
Yeah,
really
you
early
can
buildings
just
in the game
see
too.
it there.
And it's one of the places you can warp to. I'm just like, oh, hey, what's up? I thought this chapel was safe.
No, nothing is safe in
Or
Bloodborne.
maybe he is making it safe.
We don't know.
No
we
one
can't
knows.
talk to him.
We can't
Right?
ask him.
That there, you find a church in there that has like lots and lots of statues of a guy that looks like him. So I guess that they worship that thing, and that thing is real.
He's just watching them worship him.
Yes.
He's just like, hey, who are you? He just opens his mouth and you immediately go mad. Just
Yeah. Cool. You say, having recovered from the madness weeks later, missing an arm because you chewed it off.
So yeah, Bloodborne.
You still have one thumb.
Are you liking it?
I like it a lot.
Cool.
I'm liking it a lot more than I have any of the Dark Souls games. Like those have not grabbed me nearly as
I
much.
figured, because this is more, I guess, your style. Like, in other games... You okay?
I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
You guys are fine.
Why can't I do this for the news section?
What?
Because in other games, it's like all the other Souls games, it's like, put on heavy armor, get a shield, block stuff, but you're more like Devil May Cry, dodge around, do quick attacks guy.
Right, and I mean, it definitely doesn't scratch that itch, but it is a lot more action based and a lot more. The dodge works.
Yeah.
Whereas the dodge in Dark Souls is like you're some heavy dude rolling in giant armor.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't work out well.
It's basically like, ugh. You basically just fall over and move forward a foot. Depending on your... Yes, you have a soda. Congratulations.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, it's not paid product placement.
Yes.
Sad. But I find myself in Dark Souls always like I found it was unreasonable to do anything but get the biggest sword and upgrade your strengths to the maximum. Like that was min-max your damage so much I couldn't.
Sounds like a smart fucking game to me. I don't.
Right, I couldn't justify doing anything else.
Or if you wanted to be silly and just break the game, you could level up your decks, wear nothing, and just flip around every level. There is a ring that basically lets you do a ninja flip.
Yep.
Everywhere.
Great.
In Dark Souls 1.
I still haven't played those games. I think I even own one.
Oh right, PlayStation Plus or something.
No, I think I just Steam sale. It was cheap enough,
yeah.
and I went sure. That one guy fixed it. I forgot his name.
Durant.
Durant. Yeah. Durant.
Yeah, it's gonna make that joke.
It's Kevin Durant.
Damn it.
He wanted that 1080p, and he was hungry like the wolf. Back to you, Tom. What's up?
Also, something I really like about it is it takes out a lot of the bloat that I feel like is in the Dark Souls games. Like you always have to think about a lot of different factors. Like, hey, what's the max weight that I can carry?
Yeah.
The humanities or when you die you lose or you don't get the full max health back.
Like undead or human again.
Right, and the benefits to being human or not is you don't have to weigh all those weird things. You just have to worry about other things like is it bad to have this much insight?
Yeah. Is it okay to see everything?
That's what it makes me think about Armored Core and how Armored Core, once it started pulling away from that, where you had to keep in mind the generator stuff and the weight and other things, got terrible.
Right, but it works here, I think.
Well, the thing is, like, Armored Core is a mech game, so
yes.
in our opinion,
Yeah, I mean, what you want out of that is stat porn.
That's
like,
what we want.
What's my output? What is my engine? Where's the energy?
apparently other people get frustrated. That's why that series isn't
fair
hugely
enough.
popular.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot less focus on all like the stats of like making sure your weight isn't a certain like how much weight you had determined how fast your roll was and
Yeah, and
equipment load horse shit and all that. Yeah, no, there's none of that.
it was a lot of that. And
I
mean, it worked for Dark Souls. I think it definitely doesn't appeal to me as much as this does.
It's been said, at least from the city, like from what I've seen, I've heard it described as shortcut porn. That there's just so many winding paths around itself to get anywhere you want to. You just constantly unlock ways to get where you are quicker.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I would definitely say this is the most Castlevania feeling Souls game.
Yeah, that's another thing someone said. Like, this is the Castlevania we deserve.
Yeah.
It's got, man, the art in this game is so good compared to the like the other games, in my opinion. I love that art style they went with.
I thought Dark Souls 2, most of the things I've seen of it, its art didn't look the same as 1. Like Dark Souls 1, the art design seemed a lot better.
Yeah,
So
there was
if I were
there
to
were definitely
compare,
complaints.
it would probably be between Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, and
I think
Demon's Soul.
Bloodborne is a bit more striking because the Dark Souls' games were more like just like dark fantasy with some interesting elements.
Deep dark fantasy.
Deep dark fantasies. But with Bloodborne, like minute 1, is like, this is a crazy gothic city. Whoa, holy shit! Like it hits you immediately. Whereas you don't really get like the grandeur of stuff in Dark Souls until like later in the game. Like
it has a stronger start, that's for sure. Because I mean, in
Also
Dark Souls, you
visually.
start with like
a prison, or
yeah,
a shitty place.
tiny prison, and then you go to like this place to like a mountainside.
That
But
turns
then-
out to be a bigger prison.
Like I didn't really feel really like, whoa, this is crazy until I got like the Anor Londo at the middle point.
Yeah,
of the
so
game.
yeah, that Anor Londo, and then the giant like crystal cave. Those were those were really interesting environments.
Before then, it was city, swamp, nothing.
I feel like what really helps Bloodborne with that, though, is it's clearly like the AAA version of a Souls game. Like,
yeah, definitely.
it's
There's some
peak
budget there.
graphically. Yeah, it's got a lot of budget. I mean, think about that. He had enough insight so a giant thing showed up on a building.
An old one.
Yeah, exactly. An elder being fucking crawling around like Spider-Man. He's like, I'm Spider-Man. You're like, no, you're not.
No,
That-
you're not.
like-
You're gonna tell him he's not.
You're
Go
an
ahead.
You're an asshole. That's what you are. Just drops, lands on you. You're dead. He crawls back up. Problem solved. But yeah, that's like some AAA budget shit that just because
Right.
that's a huge thing to animate and deal with.
Right, and it's just for this thing you might not even see.
Potentially, yeah.
Right.
And that's yeah. Bloodborne's like it kind of hits up there with like a lot of the AAA stuff that looks good on PS4, like Killzone and Infamous.
Right.
Like it's not quite on the level that Infamous is.
And
but
there's more popping and stuff, but it's super nice looking.
Yeah, in fact, it doesn't just have popping; it has half frame rate popping.
Yes.
Where if somebody's like a few hundred yards away.
Now, there is a lot of loading when you get to the areas, but
No,
once you're
that
there,
sentence was done at. There's a lot of load.
There's a lot of
yes,
loading.
yes.
But the trade-off for that is if you can see a place, you can go there more or less.
Yeah.
Like, just like there's no
Yeah,
loading.
there's no loading like between areas or anything. It's
Yeah.
only when you die.
only when you die and when you go to the.
It's not like that happens, though, right, guys?
The Hunter's Dream.
Yeah, the Hunter's Dream. Yeah, the base area.
So I've actually been dying to play this game.
Yep.
Yes,
You should go ahead. Yeah.
I'm dying on the inside. I'm
Okay.
rotten deep
Like
down.
look, you lift up your shirt. It's just corpse.
Yeah, exactly.
Gangrenous.
But yeah, one thing that happened like really early in the game, there was like, oh, I have to buy this for sure.
Yeah.
Was during it's like after the second boss fight, I guess. I thought it was the first boss fight.
Okay.
You like go out into this graveyard,
Uh-huh.
and if you go to a corner of the graveyard, there's this random vortex just comes down.
Oh god, that,
and
yes.
grabs you and then pulls you up to the sky, and you just strangle to death and explode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that?
He showed me
love
this. He showed me this. He's like, check this out. He just runs over there and nothing's happening. And then just like a fucking black hole appears and it's like, "Boo," and then he runs away and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
It was merely the universe being tired of your shit.
Hey, asshole. Asshole. You!
Make me.
Explodes.
You, but of course, you got like blood, like.
With the way his character looks, I believe this is how he points at himself. Me? He's got like blue anime
yeah,
hair.
He has blue anime hair, red
This
eyes.
game also features Bob's hair.
Yeah, it does.
Only video game
No
we've ever
game
played.
before that has had Bob's hair.
But this one, they're like, oh, we got to make European hair. What does that look like? Dumb. Aw.
Sad.
Well, on paper, it's like hair's supposed to go down. Your hair's getting it wrong. It's like, let's try things
They
out.
can't decide whether or not to go down or out or schmideways.
Schmideways, yeah. Your hair's a Wonka Vader.
Good. Great.
Yeah. So yeah, Bloodborne. Treating you pretty good.
Yeah, I would also say this is the first like next gen game I feel like is a full game.
Like worth being told AAA actual game.
Yeah, this is the like I can't think of any before this where I'm like, okay, this feels like complete in content and really solid. Like even Infamous, like it's short and it doesn't feel like concrete doesn't even feel like it's full power.
No,
and it just shoved at you.
But
at
that
the
was
end.
like, I still feel like that was an endgame freebie of like, look, this.
Look, yeah, look. Whee.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I'm sort of viewing it as the Aria of Sorrow thing, where at the end you kind of get a couple souls where it's just like, this is a neat thing. This isn't practical.
Oh, yeah, like the end of Dawn of Sorrow, you get the Black Panther soul. Like, could I have used this at every other point in the game? Holy shit.
Yeah, that is like the inverse of that, where it's super utility. Like that is super. Also, that's a shitty Black Panther. You should play Aria of Sorrow.
I think I have, but it's been so long.
Because Aria of Sorrow, boom, you go.
Yeah, no, you are Super Saiyan.
Okay, great, good.
Yes. What was it? I thought.
God, I hope
real
you get
quick, slight sidetrack. Order of Ecclesia had a pretty, or no, it was Portrait Rune. Portrait Rune had a pretty interesting like way to do that, where it's
spell.
like we have the spell, but then if you switch to control Charlotte, you can cast the full powered spell.
Yeah.
So then it goes back to the original Black Panther speed, and I'm like, yeah, boom, tough after today. Did that guy just? Yeah, whatever. Fucking Jonathan. Jonathan!
Yeah, just yells, Jonathan!
More video games need a male-female relationship as main characters that just only communicate through yelling each other's names. Like if Vanquish had some sort of like female main character that was, I don't know, childhood friend, doesn't matter, whatever.
I mean, there's
just
one she's
keep-
always talking to.
Yeah, but they don't yell at each other.
They
don't
don't.
just give one, Sam!
They did that with Zone of the Enders, if you think that Noman's a lady.
That's Jingo. But then, no, he's the only one yelling. Like I feel like he goes, Dingo, and then Dingo's all like, Noman. Like, he really drives it out. Noman. Like fucking Seinfeld.
Noman.
Noman! In any case, hey, so Bloodborne looks really good. But what else have you been playing, Bob?
I've also been playing, let's jump over to the Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Cool.
Like, I bought this game, like, I first tried out the first episode. I played all the way through that. I actually really liked it. I haven't played through anything else yet, but you get to play as the two sets of characters, and I thought that the way they switched back and forth actually ended up working.
What were the two sets again?
There's Claire Redfield and Barry's daughter, Moira, and Barry Burton and...
Rando child from
yes,
the island.
Yes, some child. I can't remember her name right now.
Natalia?
Yeah, that's right. And Natalia, like, points at stuff that's... yeah.
Oh, monster!
But she could see through the monsters through walls. And that sort of thing.
So you know how there's that new feature on the PS4 where when you get trophies, it takes pictures?
Yeah.
It took a really funny picture. I don't know why it was so funny, but it was of Resident Evil Revelations 2. Bob got a trophy, and there was just this fucked up body on the ground, but also kind of ragdolled weird, and his screen's covered in blood, and you can just barely see his character. But then there's a lot of negative space on the right side, and I was like, wouldn't it be great if Natalia was just over there, like, like just pointing at him, like, look!
The trophy's name was like, that's what I call teamwork.
Right? So, like, that would be her teamwork.
Can't she also, like, point at zombies and point out weak spots on
Yeah.
Something like that. I
And
haven't
then
got
when
to
you
that yet, but...
When you switch back to Barry, it actually shows a little marker where she pointed, right?
yes, I'm pretty sure. I have not played enough of her campaign yet, because
Okay.
they just barely started introducing, hey,
Her
there's...
campaign. I think you mean Barry's campaign.
The whole game is Barry's campaign, really.
But the Claire Moira part was interesting because Moira has, instead of the pointing, a flashlight, and she can like blind the enemy, and then Claire can go up and kick him, and then Moira can hit him with her crowbar, and then once you hit the ground, you can stab him with the crowbar.
See, that sounds pretty cool, but the other one has Barry.
It's true. I don't know. I like Claire.
So-
I'm really
so hear me out.
sad that it's been so long
Barry.
since she's been in a game.
Yeah, Barry.
Barry.
I'm just sad that Natalia hasn't been like, but Barry!
Yes.
He's like, just a moment.
Whoa! Oh my god!
Wesker!
We need to
Not
hire
here.
someone who's just us to write that story. Like, what's the scenario? Okay, I'll write the dialogue. No, it's good. I got this.
It's fine. Don't look. It's not done yet.
I'll examine this.
But I have to say, the only thing that's like super weird is every time you like open a door like between areas, it like goes to a black screen to load for a second. It's really just jarring. It's
But if
literally
there was,
like a
like,
second, and
A door and it opens. Like,
there's not enough time for that because you see him actually open the door.
oh wow, okay.
But there goes
But
to
then
a black screen right before it, and then it comes back in, and they're finishing
For
opening
like
it.
a whole second? Or
Yeah,
a little
basically.
bit longer.
Wow.
A little bit longer, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
It's super strange and jarring. I got used to it eventually, but I was just like, oh man, this feels cheap because of this.
Yeah, it does. But that game was how much?
$25. So the game is cheap.
The game is cheap. And honestly,
I got it with
for
that
25
10%
bucks,
off.
it looks kind of good.
Yeah, surprisingly good seems to be the internet consensus for this game.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh wow.
And it's cheaper if you think about it than Revelations 1 was.
Yeah.
Because that was a $40 3DS game at first.
Wow. Yeah. Jeez.
Admittedly, it was impressive as hell in that format.
It was. I must
Like,
say.
they got the 3DS to do those graphics. Good fucking job.
I'm really glad there isn't a scanner. Because the 3DS one, the first game, you have a scanner you constantly have to pull out to look at.
Oh,
And
yeah.
In this game, there's still stuff hidden in the environment like that everywhere, but you just switch over to Moira or switch to the other girl, and you point at them, and you don't need to, like, take out the scanner. The scanner is freaking, like, it transitions to first person, and you have to move around like that. You can't even move while
If
doing
you're
it.
making a DBZ joke,
No,
stop
no,
it.
no. That's
Okay.
stupid. I was just imagining Prime style. They point and a page of text appears, and you're like, oh, let me read about what this organism is. Still crawling towards you. Cool.
There hasn't been any.
It's on your face. Great.
Awesome.
I'd play that game.
I would too, because that's stupid.
Yes. But yeah, it's surprising. I only played a tiny bit of raid mode. I hear that mode's really fun. I didn't get to try enough to really get form opinion
I've
on it.
heard that you can carry over stuff in that mode to the single player mode too. I don't know.
I doubt it because
That's-
it's everything in there seems super balanced for there and not
Oh.
for real gameplay.
Okay.
Because you level guns up,
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay. Never mind.
and in the single player you just get these little modification chips to put in your guns.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you get a lot of different ones, and certain ones work with different guns. But there's like ones that increase your clip size or your reload speed. You kind of have to decide where you're gonna put them.
That's cool.
And that's way better than Resident Evil 6, which had you found a shotgun. It's done.
That's it. Wait, what? Metal? No. Shoot stuff with it. Okay.
Resident Evil 6 is a fever dream.
Yeah, I want to believe that.
I keep forgetting it is real and exists.
That's good. Stay there.
Yes, because
we
we
can
can play
play
2-player.
Every time I remember it existed, I'm troubled. The use price on that has to be pretty low by now. Like, that one...
Yeah, it's
It's so
layer
poorly.
low.
it's no.
Nothing is layer. Well, God of War 3 is, but
Right.
aside from God of War,
I want to
3,
say it's still like $15 or something. So it's not
for
like
layer.
no.
I'm just kidding. Gross.
Jesus,
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
he's insane.
The dude's just checking you out for the game, saying all these things.
But
Capcom!
Like, just selling you, and the like coworker runs up and is female. She's just like, "But Barry, wait just a moment. I'll stay here and examine this. You go find the Captain Wesker." Customer's like,
it's beautiful.
this is really fucking weird. Because he's like 15.
And doesn't
Wait, you
understand
wouldn't
any of the
because it's rated
references.
M.
Right. It's,
He needs this game. You'll have to go in the back. You, the master of unlocking, should be able to open the storeroom.
Square crank.
there have already been Master of Unlocking references and Jibble Sandwich references.
I still love that he's supposed to be saying Jill Sandwich,
Well,
but the
Jill-
delivery's so fucked up, it sounds like Jill Sandwich.
Jibble sandwich.
Like, the voice director's like, no, 2 syllables, and he's like,
When is-
it's 1. Fucking Japanese people. Jiru!
Yep.
Yep.
so crazy.
So, you played Senran Kagura?
Yes, I only put that up there because that is what I played during the load screens for Bloodborne, and I've beaten 2 campaigns. The
Good.
load screens are really long.
Look, man, ass is hometown, alright?
And tits are live. So, hey, Puyo Puyo Tetris is on the 3DS.
3DS?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Weird.
Uh-huh.
I mean, sure, great.
It's on a portable, but not the Vita.
Wah, 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 wah.
So in any case, that feels like that would be a pretty good game to play in the low times of Bloodborne, because, hey, that game's great. We imported it. We actually have the box.
It's right on your
Underneath
headphones.
Right on my head.
Blam.
It's a good game. Puyo Tetris. It is for the PS4, PS3,
I think the most
3DS,
amazing part is it comes with a full color manual that is big.
Yeah.
An actual manual?
For Japan, apparently they make them.
Yeah.
What?
Because fuck America, I guess.
They don't
Yeah,
need this
they're
dirty
even-
paper.
they don't need
There are
reading.
even extra full color things. Wait, is this telling me there's a Puyo Puyo RPG on iOS?
That's what it looks like.
Oh my god, I need to jailbreak my phone.
Yes.
Oh god, we're about to start the grandest Let's Play
Puyo
ever.
Puyo Quest.
That is incredible. But yeah, check that. I mean, that is like Super NES.
But no, we don't get those in the States because we're
We
not.
need to import more games, apparently.
Apparently.
It's a pretty good experience. So this game's a full game. It's $60.
Yeah.
Bob and I split it because, neither of us could really stomach paying $60 for a Tetris game, but having played it, I'd probably do it
Yeah.
myself, yeah.
You liking it that much?
Yes.
I mean, it does seem really good.
It is a really good Tetris game, and the shtick here is that you can actually play Puyo Puyo against people who are playing Tetris, and the mechanics will work with each other, so that way, if you're good at Puyo Puyo,
As
aka
someone who's played
Kirby's
both.
Avalanche / Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and you're not good at Tetris, you can play against people who are good at
As
Tetris.
someone who's played both, I can say, why would you ever play Puyo Puyo?
Because you're Brett.
Because I'm awful at it.
Brett apparently does a lot better at that than Tetris.
Wow.
Yeah, which
Crazy.
is crazy. I just wish Columns was in the mix, because
Oh,
if you
man.
think about it, Columns is made by Sega. They made Puyo Puyo, they could do that.
And also
was-
bust a move.
Or actually, wait, what is the deal with the Puyo Puyo license? Because I keep hearing it's Sega, but that's a little weird, because it's like,
I don't know, man.
how did Kirby's Avalanche happen if Sega owns that?
But yeah, I've been always. I was saying while we played this, I wish someone would be like, no, every puzzle game. You want to play Zuma against Tetris? Do it.
We'll figure it out. Man, that seems like that would break hella fast. Like,
Yes.
And then you did a Tetris, so the Zuma board goes, ah! It just fills up with shit, and they die.
Good. They had it coming.
No,
They
it's
didn't
not
play Tetris.
It's a combination of all that and also find the object games to just add some more objects or add some more shit on the screen.
Yeah. And
good
then it gets to the point of like, guess who? You've added more people to guess to the board. It's intense. Yeah, Puyo Puyo Tetris is great. Like, it feels responsive and great. The visuals are good. Like, there's a lot of polish on elements.
Are the characters good for anything beyond aesthetic? Like, do they have powers?
No,
that you
because
use?
they didn't want to upset the balance of it.
Fair
but
enough.
there are a shitload of characters. They all have voice acting, and a lot of them
Some
are
are-
hilarious.
Yes,
Some
it's
are better
all
than
great.
others.
In fact, what was it? Scientist Bear, as I call him.
Dr. Bear,
You
your
call him
science bear.
You call him Dr. Bear. Science Bear's pretty good because he's holding 2 flasks and he's like, ooh. And he's like a Tetris king, much like a street king. And he's like, I love you, whenever he does a Tetris. And then other times he's like, love Tetris. And it is just like so fucking ridiculous and
Yeah, in
amazing.
the deepest possible voice.
Yeah.
Every time he's like, I love you. Like,
I love you.
okay, wow.
Yeah.
But you're like Dr. Dog.
I love Dr. Dog, and Bob likes Dr. Dog because whenever he hits Dr. Dog with a move, it cuts to a little cinematic at the bottom of the screen of Dr. Dog being hit in the head with the soccer ball and going, "Arr!"
But yeah, it's such an accurate, like, upset dog noise. It's great.
Yeah, that's-
he's like some sort of dog person, so it just makes it funny to me.
Yeah. Dr. Dog's incredible. He just is. He just is. And there are plenty of other anime-like characters.
Girl and also girl.
And twins.
Double Girl.
Whoa.
Double girl.
And Boy. And Shota Boy.
And Tron Disc Boy.
And unfortunately, though there are many characters we haven't unlocked, no Dorito Face Bat Touch Senpai.
I'm sure he's on the way.
3 out of 10.
Yep, 3 out of 10. There's also a story mode, which has lots of things I can't understand.
Cool.
And the first time it switched over to Puyo Puyo, I stopped getting 3 stars and got 1. And I was like, oh. I'm not so great at this.
All I ever wanted
All I ever needed was
This is
3
truly
stars.
the meanest bean machine.
in my
Yes.
arms.
Enjoy the silence. In any case, it's a song. In any case.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yep, it's true. Puyo Puyo Tetris is awesome. We should have a quick play of that going up sometime in the next week, probably.
Probably. I mean,
Soodly-ish.
I feel like we want to play that game more.
Yeah.
It's up to 4 players.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
forgot to
Great.
mention that. In fact, I almost stopped talking about this game before I talked about what was an amazing part on the day you didn't come to hang out with us. 3D V1 Tetris. I was still winning. I was the one.
Who are you playing against?
Him, Brett, and Nick.
Okay, either you're good at Tetris, or they're garbage at the game.
Check this out. Somewhere in between.
So, okay.
So there's a balance here.
Because I am really good at Tetris. You and Jason Singh give me a run for... Sorry, jayformailsbeyond.com. Give me a run for my money on Tetris.
Yeah, that
But
one match we
compared-
had that was like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
We're like,
we got the
"Oh!"
highest scores I've ever seen. 74,000 or something. Our average is 20. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a good one.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I love that they have a team mode and it works out right, where it's just like when I complete lines, it shoots it to all 3. Because a lot of Tetris games, when you're fighting multiple opponents, it sends it to one of them.
They'll just choose.
Yeah, it's just a random like.
So when they're
shoot.
all shitting on you, you think that would be harder?
Oh, it is.
Okay, good.
But I was doing relatively fine.
Was it doesn't have any of those weird power-ups that they started adding to later Tetrises that were
Like
just bad
Tetris
ideas.
DS, yeah.
Yeah, like the conveyor belt or the
Yeah,
whatever.
conveyor belts. Some.
Or like, you have all square blocks, oh no.
Yeah. So it's a lot better. Like, we basically bought this out of anger over the Ubisoft Tetris that's on PS4.
God, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it feels great like that. Like, the precedent that is that one on the PS4 made this one even better.
I regret buying that one. I was like, this will be a good party game, and I played it, it was like,
How'd you
See,
do it?
The amazing thing is I've probably played your copy of it more than you, and I just, the whole time, I'm like, fuck you, game. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
yeah.
Because it'll just lag for, like, it'll just stall.
How does Ubisoft manage to make only garbage?
With you,
what happened?
With music that is almost worse than no music.
Yes, which also made the music in this better, because it was good, and not worse than no music.
There's also some crazy mode where you get to play Puyo Puyo and Tetris at once.
Mixed. It just, here's some blobs, here's some blobs, here's a Tetris piece. And it works.
What?
It's maddening, but it worked.
What?
We
How
played
do you-
one round and we went, that was enough.
Yeah, okay.
Because it took us like 20 minutes to finish it.
To even wrap your head around
Uh-huh.
what's happening, what's going on.
Yeah. It was fun, though. I plan on going back and trying that mode some more.
Yeah, I figure if you get real good with
Become a savant or something.
Puyo Puyo, you can make that mode work.
Yeah, I'll bet, but I can't, so I won't.
Yeah, I beat Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, 5 years ago or something.
You could beat Mean Bean Machine?
It's just single player.
I could only get, like, to level 1. I'm not
That's
good at
because
that
all that
game.
required was start.
I'm not good at that game.
Man, I should go beat Kirby's Avalanche and do it. We should review those 2 games. That should be one review. Kirby's Avalanche and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Well, to contrast against Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Kirby's Avalanche doesn't look like shit. It doesn't
Surprise.
have ugly-ass fucking garbage cartoons made by idiots.
Ugly garbage cartoons. made by
Ugly-ass garbage cartoons made by idiots. Now, that may sound mean. Go look up a video of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. You'll go, oh, yeah.
It's
yeah,
not a
I'm seeing
pretty
it.
game.
No,
See- no, in
that
fact-
will make you question if it is even at all related to Sonic.
The weird thing is it's super high fidelity. Like, there are a lot of frames and the sprites are really high resolution. But they're ugly-ass garbage cartoons made by idiots. Like, that's the problem. Like, the game over screen is a fat-ass Dr. Robotnik being like...
So he was really close to the Sonic cartoons, is what you're saying.
It is based off of that.
So it's, okay, great.
It has the fucking drill nose chicken thing, or drill nose drill conveyor guy and the
Right.
chicken. It is ugly ass garbage cartoons made by idiots.
But it's super weird because like I watched those growing up. I still have Bean Meter Machine. I'm like, what the heck are those? Because
What did you drink?
there is another level of that's just a weird art style that wasn't even there for the cartoons.
What he's trying to say is it's another layer of ugly-ass garbage cartoons made by idiots.
Yes.
These are ugly ass dumpster cartoons. Landfill cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Random fun fact.
What's up?
So, you know, the way I played Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine recently, as in 5 years ago, and beat it was because there's a trophy on the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, or as it's known in Europe, the Something Mega Drive Collection, Ultimate Mega Drive Collection. There's no Sonic in the title over there. They're like, the Genesis, you fucking remember that. Just buy it. Whereas in the States,
why did you buy a Genesis? For Sonic, it's what it's called, the Mega Drive Collection.
In the States, they just assume you're too stupid to know what a Genesis is, so Sonic. But
Which was a safe bet.
Sad. So yeah, in any case, the person who made the images for the achievements and the trophies for that is Drew Scanlon of The Giant Bomb when he used to work at Backbone Entertainment.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, I platinumed that game.
People
That's
work
weird.
there.
People work. Well, yeah, Sonic, what was it, Rivals? Didn't make itself for the PSP. Oh no, he's remembering. It was really cool that Sonic sale happened in time for Sonic Month, so we didn't have to pay full price for either one of those.
Was it like $1 or something?
Right.
Yeah, it was like, oh no, we
Still
paid,
too much.
we paid $4 for both. What a travesty.
Time and money you'll never get back.
Basically. I'm like, we can capture footage at 60 frames per... This doesn't hit 30. Ever.
It throws a party when it hits double digits.
It's fucking like Sega is looking over that game and they're like, hey, we can make a normal Sonic game. And they're like, make it garbage. Make it ugly-ass 3D cartoons. Made by idiots.
Made by idiots.
And they're like, what?
Sega's deep, dark fantasies.
There's a fucking Vizier behind every game. They're like, what if Alien Colonial Marines was fucking fucking ugly ass 3D games made by idiots? And then
They are that thing from Bloodborne, though. It's like,
oh, just a giant.
just giant, yes.
And it whispers that to you.
And all it does is deep, dark fantasies.
What?
You heard me. Sexy.
I'm gonna go back to making this Sonic game.
It's just up there.
Yeah. It's curved at the end.
It's like, yeah.
That thing has 6 fingers, by the way. Just figure to show that out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. All the more to grab with.
Yes.
8.
So yeah, we also played other things.
Smash Brothers. Just
We
to get
played
out of the
Smash
way.
Brothers. Hey,
Smash Brothers.
that was fun.
That
we
was-
did the Amiibos thing where we made the Amiibos fight for the last week of the weekly beating. The weekly booting. The weekly booting.
The weekly booting.
The weekly booty.
I'd watch that.
Subscribe.
Like, favorite, subscribe.
Retweet, retweet. More weekly booty. So hey, that was fun.
Yeah, that was neat. We have lots of Smash Bros. News to talk about later on, but we can...
Time to sigh mournfully about you guys, about Axiom Verge. The game that came out this Tuesday.
We have a quick play going up right now. Eric
Is it?
doesn't know.
Oh,
It's an hour long.
holy shit!
So Eric,
Hey!
you have a format to express your opinions about Axiom Verge, and I will let you go first, and you can say what
Yeah.
how did you stream that for what, 10 hours? Just
I didn't stream it for 10 hours. No, Jesus Christ.
oh, I thought you did.
No, don't have the whole story. No. I beat it in about 10 and a half hours.
Yep.
With about most of pretty much all the map.
But like jack
97%.
shit for items, which is still
75%.
mystifies me. Like how you got that much map and didn't get that. Like both of those numbers mystify me.
Well, there's just so much hidden in like just rooms. Like I can explore an area. Doesn't mean I found the item there.
Yeah.
There's just shit in the walls, man. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I guess that's why it took me so long to get that much map coverage, because I was looking for the items and getting the map coverage as a result of that process. I have almost everything in 4 map areas.
Yeah.
I only have 2 or 3 left. But yeah, so...
I liked it. I mean, you guys were kind of not... You were kind of telling
Let's
me...
get this out of the way. Bob thinks it's hot garbage, and I think it's ludicrous at $20. Okay, continue.
That was... You were intimating that to me. Like, it's not... You didn't like it that much. And I was going and expecting to kind of... Like, with that tempering my expectations, but I got into it. And it was a little hard at first. Just like, it was just... But
Was it those enemies that run at you and then stand in you?
Those were interesting.
Those were garbage.
The ones that scream at you, jump out of the ground, and go, "Blah!" And then, yeah, those were fun.
Those were fun.
It's just like the worst enemy design ever made.
The weird thing is, like...
But
back
go
in the-
on.
They're effective in making me feel a little creeped out, but maybe not the greatest enemy.
But real quick, I want to comment on that enemy before you go on articulating your opinion. Those things were bullshit back in the NES days. In 2015, and we still have enemies that are like, hug you!
Hugs.
Thanks! My guy's unfortunately retarded and can only fire his gun at arm's length.
Yeah.
My weakness, hugs! But in any case...
My one weakness, love. Acceptance.
Yeah, it takes until you get the teleport that damages, where you get a really good way
To deal with them?
Okay, I thought you just had a look of, like, teleport that damages.
No. I'm like, you have to get that. You can't progress in the game without that.
What fucking game did you beat? Because it wasn't this great. You took that image off a Tumblr, didn't you? You piece of shit.
Of course.
Piece of human garbage. No.
Can't wait till Agro makes a return to GigaBoots, like, mainstream style and just does exactly that. Just pretends he's playing games.
But I got into it, and like I liked finding all the new I liked finding all the new weapons and stuff. There were just so many that all did different stuff, and not always completely useful, but all of them different in some way, which I really liked. The bosses were challenging, but not horseshit. Like you guys were kind of.
I think the last 2 were horseshit.
The Hornet or
The
like
bee,
the bees.
okay, so
bees guy.
we're gonna get slight into spoilers. So, do you remember how the thing that wasn't the first boss in the game that was at the end looked?
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
Okay,
he was
so
saying
are you describing the not that guy as the
that
bees?
optional boss that you can run
Yeah,
past?
yeah.
I didn't fight him. Because
Okay,
I
I'm
went-
not including him.
Okay.
I'm just saying, are you calling the boss before that the bee boss, the hornet
No,
boss?
there was
Because it
that-
does look like a hornet.
It does look like
Yeah.
that. There was also that weird like in-wall sentinel thing that was not great.
I'm trying to remember.
Involved,
I don't
what?
remember that.
It wasn't quite a boss, but it was like once it unlocked, it was like a big vertical shaft. But he just shot a shit ton of stuff at you, and he was rooted in a wall. He wasn't moving.
I don't
Are
remember
you,
that.
are you talking about the final boss?
No,
Okay.
it was in that area
I'm trying to think.
before.
Well, since it's a non-boss, it's probably not.
He's in a red room, so that's
Okay. I don't
I
know.
don't-
But in any case, I'm talking about the bee thing.
the bees.
The final boss, and kind of the optional one, too. Though I know he's supposed to be like, hey, get everything in the game. And I figured out his pattern eventually.
yeah.
So he's not kind of stupid. I feel like the final boss is. Like
Kinda, I
just,
mean, it took me 3
while trying
tries.
to not spoil it, that's how many it took me too, but like, I find that the battle itself, like, a lot of them in this game are tactical and easy, because it's just like, here's your coverage point, if you smartly
Find where
attack.
to stand and know where to hit him.
Yeah, like, I thought that was cool, and I feel like for the last boss fight, they kind of just dropped that, and they're like, dash around like a fucking idiot, we'll spray bullets!
It is a DPS race.
Yeah.
You are trying to out-damage it before he kills you, basically.
And you're praying that they randomly drop
Actually,
health.
wait, yeah,
Yeah.
it took 2 tries for me, because the second one, I'm like, oh, I thought there was more to this match. I guess I'll dash up repeatedly and keep firing the thing, because the dash hurts the stuff.
Yeah.
And So in any case, you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I thought all the traversal elements were really cool and went into the game. The glitching things were really cool for doing
Yeah.
puzzles in the environment of trying to find a way down or out.
I think the visual part of that, the visual aesthetic of the glitchiness, is the strongest point.
Yeah, it's really... And the visuals overall of the game, like, the regular tile-based environments, the monsters are pretty like, okay, this is kind of simple-ish Metroid-y, but like the weird, like,
the environment
huge...
step over that Metroid E into the, oh, you took that.
But like the weird, huge pixel art things, those always were like cool looking, but also kind of freaky to me.
So what that reminds me of, like you're talking about stuff like the save room where it uses a lot of stippling and stuff to give you shading ideas.
The big robot friends.
That reminds me of PC ports to NES back in the day, like Deja Vu and Shadowgate, where they did that. And I was like, that's a weird contrast to have with, like, here's our tile-based game. And this part of the game, like in my brain space, it was this weird, just Donkey Punch. Just like fucking... And then it's Deja Vu!
What?
It's like if you entered another room and it became Mario Paint.
Yeah, well...
to you. Yeah. But that's what it was to me. So I find that... Now, the interesting thing about the main character, and I tried to articulate this to Bob, and I need to go pull up the exact sprites that I'm thinking of to back this up. It actually looks less like an NES game on the main character and looks more like a Game Boy Color game.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, the main character's sprite. No, see, he said that too, and I was like, nah, Game Boy Advance has more colors and shades. Like, if you look up even launch titles like Circle of the Moon, they're more, shaded and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, it was super weird to go look up pictures of Circle of the Moon and be like, wow, Nathan looks better than this. But Nathan looked awful.
I think I couldn't see it. This looks like garbage. Lots of launch titles got away with that. Like, they'll never notice because they can't even see.
You're aware of the Justin Bailey code for Metroid?
Yeah.
And it works in here?
Yep.
I found that out. I was like, I wonder if this works, because you get like a passcode.
Yeah, there's an entire screen that's like passcodes.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder if this works. Put in Justin Bailey, and then forgot about it. And then 30 minutes later, I went, oh, the game must have glitched. I don't have my lab coat on anymore. And where are my pants? And oh, wait.
Yeah. We put it in, and that was a good chuckle. I'm like, good, if you're going to rip off Metroid, just wholesale take Justin Bailey and make the guy lose his pants. Yeah. Like, that's good.
He was wearing full-on leotard.
Yeah.
It was pretty great.
It was. Hella.
I wish that your portrait got more,
I was wondering about that. Does it get more?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't, you don't have the lap coat, but that's about it. You don't get to see, like, bare shoulders or anything ridiculous.
Or, like, chest hair.
Yes.
man hair.
That would have been pretty great.
That would have been. That just switches entirely to the donut face, just crotch.
Boom.
It's like Elsa Nova's talking to you, and she's like, it's dangerous out there. You'll have to blah, 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 blah. And then the reverse shot is just crotch. I'll try.
Another thing, just real quick about the main character, or about the game in general, is that it is almost exactly the same opening as Another World, except Trace doesn't have a sweet sports car.
Yeah, so there's no AI congratulating him for showing up in his Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Obviously a worse game.
And it is just, instead of cool, like, rasterized animation, it is just still frames.
Yeah.
So it is a worse version.
What are you going to say?
That makes me sad. That's where I was headed.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to talk about how Another World, like, lab accident, main character dead? Question mark? Is in another world, but in this case, it's like, is somewhere time something.
Multiverses, maybe?
And then they go into, like, what exactly. So I would say that this game, out of 10, probably 7. Like, for me. That's how I feel. How do you... now, Bob, you're a 2, right?
I mean, I'm not that far down the scale.
No, this isn't Mirror of Fate!
Right? I mean...
Let's be real here.
It didn't fail. It's not like level design.
It wasn't a garbage game made by idiots.
Mirror of Fate epitomizes ugly-ass garbage game made by idiots. It does. But what do you guys... you go ahead.
I thought it was good. I mean, it's for a lot of... Because immediately, the last Metroid-ish game I played was Guacamelee.
Yes.
And while I love that game, the enemy variation is practically nil.
Yes.
Like, there's like 5 enemy types. Mm-hmm. But for this game, there's like a new enemy set in every zone. And like that, I
you
really
think?
A lot of them are just redrawn.
There is
and
a lot
slightly
of that,
different.
but I noticed they're like different enemy types, at least in almost every single zone. Like that.
I feel like there's one different enemy type per zone.
There is at least one like reskin, recolor that's reused a couple times, but like
No, I mean, you got the wall crawlers, right?
Yeah.
You get 3 different versions of those.
Yeah.
The third of which shoots laser beams. Laser beams!
that is a different enemy type. That's not really the same sprite.
No, it is just drawn over the same thing.
I didn't notice that, but okay, go ahead.
Then you get the Running Man,
Yeah.
where there are 3 different versions of
Yes.
that, and they all hug you
Yes.
and go, I love you. Which, if they did, game of the year.
There's a couple of different floating robots that are the same.
Yeah.
But in like Eden, they have like those flying whirligigs and those weird owl spiders. And
Yeah,
they have
I feel like each area adds at
robots.
least one new enemy
Yeah,
type.
Right.
But you're still fighting the Running Man and
in some
wall crawlers a lot
So
of
you
it.
still fight those, but there is at least variation where I appreciated that. Like I wasn't always fighting the same enemy like I was in Guacamelee.
Yeah, Guacamelee was really bad about that.
Yeah. So I appreciated that, and
Okay.
but I loved like all the weapon types.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was pretty solid.
Yeah, I have a... God, how many weapons do we have? 22?
There's a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Sarah
still
Losh.
not sure it's going to fill the weapon slot section because it didn't fill the
I
upgrades.
got all the weapons; they didn't fill them up. They didn't fill
okay.
the section.
Wow, how did you get all the weapons, but your item percentage is still like 70?
No,
or
I got.
whatever?
That's after. I
Okay.
went back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was really like, what did you do? Health upgrade!
I went back. Yes.
Okay, I thought the weapons are cool. But they're like, and I expressed this in the quick play, of course, because none of them are especially better than the others, and you keep getting the upgrades that give you a flat upgrade to all of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you get stronger as the game goes on, but literally you do when you get that thing that just makes you do more damage.
yeah.
But then it doesn't give you... Like, I feel like it doesn't stage it, it doesn't frame it in a way where you're just immediately like, oh, I am much stronger. Kind of like your projectiles are bigger
Yeah.
upgrade, where you're like,
It's kind of hard to tell
Is it?
sometimes. Yeah.
in fact, we really weren't sure. We thought he might have been pulling our chain, because that might happen. He might be yanking our chain. So in the quick play, at the end of it, we boot up our endgame file so the viewers can directly compare. And your main bullet really doesn't look that much bigger by the end of the game.
Yeah.
It's just things like Kilver, which... What was your favorite gun?
Towards when I was just wandering around getting for the lightning gun because it murders everything. Kilver green lightning shotty is real good.
Mm-hmm. In a lot of areas, that will
really
kill most
liked
things
the
in 3
barrage,
hits.
the fucking green spam laser.
Yes.
that was super cool.
The ventricle laser,
like,
as it just like
branches.
keeps splitting.
That's
that
how I
was the
beat that
coolest
B-boss.
gun. Yeah, that's what I had to do too. Yeah, because I realized if I just jump up and shoot that, it's doing...
I didn't have to jump up. I was crouched in a way that it would just like I shoot up like this, but it branches so much.
I was
that-
impatient with that.
Oh, yeah.
I think that boss only took me 3 tries. Well, maybe no.
Maybe more. I don't know.
I think that was 4 or 5. But yeah.
But I really liked how each boss kind of needed its... You had to find its weak spot, but its weak spot was really targeted by certain weapons. Like, I went to a boss and started shooting it like, I'm doing no damage. I died. Time to look around a bit. Time to...
Okay.
And I found another weapon, and I was like, maybe this will work. And I started shooting it. Like, I could damage it, but I was hitting the right spot because I was using that barrage.
Yeah. I never had that experience. I always had every weapon I could have had by the time I showed up at the boss, except for crazy shit, which we'll go into in a second.
Okay.
But you know what would have been really good at that boss? That flamethrower gun, where not the normal flamethrower, but the dumping the like
firewall?
flame spouts. Yeah. I feel like that could have worked out to do insano damage on
Yeah,
him. But I didn't have that until well after beating the game. So let's move on to the next thing before you give your score. There are literally passcodes you have to enter to get map. Fuck that!
That wasn't
Fuck
the
that!
best. And the hints are in the notes, kind of.
See, here's the thing. I haven't found anyone who's confirmed that they're all in the notes.
One
Only
at least
some
is.
of them.
I've
Yeah.
seen one.
Yeah. That's what it's been for everyone else, too, where it's just like, well, these 2 or 1 are, but
And
we
also
don't...
you find, like, reveal blank, like, for languages.
Yeah, reveal Sudrin, and the other one doesn't say
Barrage or
reveal.
something.
It says...
It's reveal.
Is it?
Yeah, just to reveal the other language that you can... Because some of the notes, you have... Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Khalil-2, though. It was reveal...
Varaj or something.
Varaj?
Yeah. So, whatever. There's lots of consecutive consonants in this.
Stinger Gisbar.
Yeah.
Star Wars characters.
Ixbar, super, I don't know. They're real weird.
Iskart Nahim?
Sure. This bar, I don't know.
I was
No,
up
I
till
want to
7
order
a.m.
it a la
doing
carte.
this.
What is the problem?
Huh? What? What? Sorry.
I just wanted to order a la carte.
Oh, okay.
It was a dumb joke.
Jokes.
But yeah, so you have to use these passwords in a specific room to make doors appear.
Yes.
That's horrible.
You can't just have the password always on. You have to turn it off and turn it on.
Yeah, which,
In
you
the
know,
room.
I could understand, like, you have quite a few password slots. Not enough, because there are more passwords than there are slots.
Yeah. At the
But
very
you have
least,
to deactivate and reactivate in the right part
I
of the
will
room.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
Not the bestest. Kind of works for the theme of like glitches and put in a password to affect the environment. I kind of get that, but not
Right.
great implemented. Not super. Yeah.
I would say it's hot garbage. I mean,
At the very-
like, if there's one thing that's like, that's clearly
I
just
think-
not even designed.
I feel like the idea, which is what you're defending here, isn't super terrible. But that is the worst possible version of that idea.
Yeah.
Where it
at
could
the
have
very
been.
least, it's not guarding any like progression secrets. It's just optional weapons and power-ups.
It
That's
is optional weapons and power-ups, but it is thusly, if there is a good ending, which I'm still working towards 100% completion to get that, it is blocking the good ending, which the bad ending didn't feel super great.
Was it bad? I didn't.
The ending,
It
whatever.
was ending. I didn't feel it was
Check
super
this out.
extra bad.
It was an ending.
It sure was.
And it was bad. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like,
It doesn't
Yeah,
It ended
wrap
with him
things
as
up.
a frowny face, but that was about
yeah.
it.
Frowny face bad! I want happy ending! No,
Just getting a blowjob.
no, like the
No, he needs to
streak-
marry the robot. What?
He was really the ghost robot the whole time.
No, that's
yeah.
his wife.
See, they put the soul of his mother into a space robot. Done and done. So, yeah, I don't know, like... Yeah, that was a bad ending, because it doesn't have a closure, and it's a Metroidvania. You know, it's like Symphony of the Night, when it ends where it's just like, I need to do thing, maybe someday I will do thing. But then if you get 100% completion, he's just like, I'm gonna go seal myself in a tomb so that way, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, I need to go save
Sex
his soul.
him. Yeah.
I need to go sex him. A little bit more accurate. So yeah, that's less closure and more closure. Like, that's probably what's gonna happen here too, but getting 100% is a total pain in the dick because of passcode things.
Yeah, and random glitch zones that are not on the map, and they're randomly generated for your game and my
Yes.
game.
Yes.
They're always different.
Yeah, mine's in what's it, Eden and Emerka or whatever, the pyramid-ish
Yeah.
area. Yeah. And I'm not sure those count for map coverage.
I don't think so. No. They're just
They
there.
just have power-ups that you'll need,
yeah.
because that's a part of your 100% completion on tools, which we got all the upgrades. The upgrades don't fill the box they're in.
Yeah, like he's saying, the weapons don't fill the box. That's,
The worst part is
that's awful.
if they shortened it just by
slightly,
one,
yeah.
because it's 2 rows, it would subtract 2 if they shortened it by 1, and then it would just fit.
Yeah, I mean, like he could have redesigned those so that they fit properly. It is possible.
Yeah.
And some of them,
so-
like, you get some power-ups that overlap each other and others that don't.
Yeah.
Like
Teleport.
No, all 3 of the lab coats for teleporting show up.
A lot of lab coats.
But when you get a better like glitch gun, it overlaps it. It doesn't. You don't have both of them.
Oh, that's weird.
All right.
It's a little odd.
I guess because you got how many versions of the glitch gun?
Just
3? Because you get the original glitch gun, you get in 2 upgrades, right?
No, you get the original glitch gun, the upgrade, and then the bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I feel like the thing with this game, right, where it doesn't really click for me is that you can basically summarize it, like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Metroid with a plot that even tries, because I feel like a lot of Metroid really doesn't.
No, not really. Like the plot happens at the beginning and the end.
Yeah. The plot. Yeah.
But what about when what's his face? That guy.
Adam Malkovich.
It's not Metroid!
Bad bomb.
Okibots. Yeah, so it's like Metroid with a plot that actually tries, and I think the plot's probably the better part of this game. Like, for me,
it is good, yeah.
because that was a motivating factor for me to get through it. Whereas mechanically, I didn't really feel great about it. But yeah, Metroid with an actually good plot meets Contra. Like, because it's just, here's a shitload of weapons, and you control sort of like an action-y dude, where it's not your jump is floaty like Samus, and your movement isn't super unresponsive like Super Metroid Samus. And there's no stupid fucking wall jump. So it's weird because, like, yeah, would you say that description's accurate?
I'd say it's pretty accurate.
Okay, Bob, what you...
Yeah, I mean, I guess I still like. People keep saying Contra. I'm like, I guess that there are different gun types, but I don't know.
There's a spread gun. Done. It's Contra.
I guess what Contra is.
There's a spread gun. There's a flamethrower.
Well, I mean,
there's a bomb. There's a rocket.
Like, I feel like the shtick with the original Contra was like it has a bunch of different guns and you control in a way that makes it possible to, though the jump is floatier in that.
And crazy big gross bosses.
That's true.
Yeah.
It did have crazy gross aliens.
I guess that there's that. It's just, I don't know. I guess that
you need
pretty
a
much sums it
quick,
up.
succinct way to articulate that the jumps aren't floaty and that it's all about guns.
Guns. Showing off how ripped you are.
But yeah, so Bob, what would you give this out of 10? Because Eric still hasn't given a number.
Well, you wouldn't let me.
Okay.
I'd say about 8 or 9, honestly.
Okay.
I really liked it. I thought it was good.
It's
also considering it's one guy.
That's fucking bullshit. That doesn't matter.
I think it's impressive for the amount of game.
Yes, but that's not relevant to the game's enjoyment value.
Okay. That is an
interesting
side thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting mental
same way,
thing.
like, whatever, guy made Cave Story. That's also impressive.
Yeah. More impressive there because the artwork's higher fidelity and whatnot than here, and the music's better, and the game's just better.
Okay.
Thus, more impressive. But that's also irrelevant. Like, a game, it doesn't matter if one guy or 1,000 dudes made it.
Just saying it because it was neat. Go on, Bob.
Neat.
What's your score?
I would give it maybe a 6. I really, like, it seems so just like Metroid.
I believe
And I just don't like Metroid, it turns out, I guess.
No. Okay, so just so we're clear, here's the full timeline. I'm friends with Bob around the age 14, maybe 13. Pretty sure 14. No, wait, 13. Shit. So in any case, I become friends with him, and he's just like, I'm talking up Symphony of the Night a bit, and I'm like, this is really good. And I'm like, I was into older Castlevanias, but that didn't matter. I wasn't like super interested in Symphony of the Night because it was Castlevania. I played it, and I'm like, this isn't fucking Castlevania. This is crazy and awesome. Bob, try this. And his brother's like, psh, that looks like shitty garbage shit. You don't need to buy that game. And they're both like, Super Metroid's the shit. And I've never played it. So I'm like, cool, Super Metroid. And I play it for 10 seconds, and I'm like, what are these garbage controls made for dumb people? So now we've come full circle, and Bob, like, what happened was he got Axiom Verge, and he's talking to me on the phone, and he's like, I really don't like this game, Dan. And I'm like, why? What's the problem? And he's like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that is exactly how it was in Super Metroid. And he just, no.
Because I honestly had not played Super Metroid anytime recently. I've played Metroid 1 recently.
Yes.
Which...
Why? Why?
It happens.
Okay.
I enjoy that game more than Super Metroid.
You played Axiom Verge. You played Metroid 1 recently. So fuck you. But in any case, you were...
Yeah.
Axiom Verge isn't nearly as hateful as Metroid 1, though.
Oh yeah, Metroid 1 hates you,
Yeah,
but
hates
I
you
don't
and your
know.
family.
There's something about it that's just so endearing. And also it's like 28 years old
True.
plus.
Also that.
In a lot of ways, Metroid 1, it's almost 30, by the way.
Okay.
It might be 30. I don't know when Metroid came out in Japan. Metroid 1, in a lot of ways, is a lot like Symphony of the Night, where the major point, the fucking hallmark of, like, why did you make this game? Look at how much house there is. I built so much. Some parts are real shit.
But it's a
There's
lot.
so much. How did we do it? That's,
What were you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When I compare it to, like, any Castlevania, Axiom Verge is worse than any Castlevania, by far. Just, I don't get the level of enjoyment I do because I feel like if I'm lost in Axiom Verge, I'm gaining nothing.
I never got lost. Ever.
All right.
Like, I when I was looking for stuff, I looked at the map, said, okay, this is unfinished, this is unfinished. I went, spread around, and I always knew where to go. I never was lost.
Like, I'm just, even if I'm not lost and I know, oh, I need to go there, it's just joyless because I'm not gaining anything, and I don't feel like I need to kill enemies or anything other than get them out of my way because they're annoying.
Which is very Metroid. Like, that's a Metroid thing where, like, Metroid 1, you don't gain experience. Things are there to kill you, and they only super seldomly drop health, so...
Yeah, it's just, without the RPG mechanics behind this genre, and with controls I don't really like because I can't, like, say... What I really want is a way to shoot in one direction and move in the other direction. Like,
so like a lock-aim button.
Yes, because it is so frustrating to have enemies that lock on you and run at you, swinging their arms like this, and you can't do anything except, oh, I have to stand here and shoot, or else I wander away and they hit me.
There's also jumping.
Yeah, if you jump over them, but usually
them.
the hallways they are in are about that tall, so you hit the ceiling and they still hit you.
Yeah.
See, my solution is Kilver.
The Kilver does do a lot of stuff.
And it hits you. Like, it hits right next to you, unlike most guns.
You need to have that equipped always when you see them.
But
even that case, like, you have to hit them like 3 times before they die, so you're gonna get hit once.
Yeah.
It's just like any game like this where there is a net loss of health that is basically mandatory. I just can't get behind them.
The ice gun made those guys a fucking pushover. Did you get... Yeah,
I didn't get that until after.
Yeah, me neither. That was nice. But yeah, it was just like... And they're like, ah! Like Terminator 2 style, where he's freezing and ripping out his legs.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah. So, that would have been cool.
But yeah, it's just really frustrating to have a game that is going to damage you. Like, you can't avoid damage, and that upsets me.
I know, it does deeply upset you. You play games where you can move around and avoid things and dodge and stuff.
Like,
but some of us are okay with tanking and just taking it on the chin. I don't know.
Now allow me to reframe Eric's ideology in a way that is unflattering. Eric always takes shitty damage in video games, so when it forces him, he won't notice. I was just kidding! Oh my god! Hi, Eric.
Hi.
I appreciate your friendship.
Yep.
Yeah, you did, Leaves. GigaBoots podcast, now only 2 people. Agro's like, hey, he's on the side of this building. Like
a giant aggro. Is he gone yet? Can I come in?
Sure. Crash his head through the wall. Glass set flying everywhere. We're bleeding out. But yeah, I don't.
So what did you think of
now
Bloodborne?
Because we're dying.
Yes.
Bones are crushed. Organs are gone. Bleeding a lot. Anyway.
Eye is lacerated. Now, the weird thing is when Bob says that, and I'm like, force damage sucks, and, like, that's bad, and killing things doesn't make me more powerful, so it's wasting my time. That is exactly how I felt about Metroid 1. Especially since in Metroid 1, things take a lot of hits.
They do.
Things take a lot of hits in this, but nowhere near as many as Metroid 1.
That game is unreasonable.
Like, the fucking thing on the ceiling drops down, the spire, and you just... like 5 or 6 shots just to stop it, each one in a fucking room.
Yep.
I agree with that. I love Bunny Must Die. Bunny Must Die, you don't gain levels from killing.
Bunny Must Die, you have like freaking, you can do the Street Fighter 1 or Street Fighter 3 parry.
Yeah, that's like, true, but it's unreasonable to think that you're doing that through every room to every enemy. Like,
oh yeah?
I mean, I did it to some rather bullshit things where I'm just like, lol, and then I killed it. I think the major thing there for why I like Bunny Must Die a lot more is Bunny Must Die did things that were new and fresh to me. This game's hacking mechanic doesn't come out, like, it does sort of seem interesting to turn bubbles that you can't stand on into bubbles you can stand on, but, like, as how that plays out mechanically isn't actually that novel. Bunny Must Die actually does a lot of things where it had time powers, a lot of them, and they all worked differently. So I feel like somewhere between that and how, like, that Metroidvania was one made by a guy who makes shmups, so, like, almost all of your weapons are things you throw. It had a really unique feel. Whereas with this game, it feels like the word that kept coming up in the quick plays, we said it felt derivative, like it does feel Super Metroid. And that isn't to say it feels like Super Metroid. But yeah, so that's why I would give it a 7. Like, yeah, you could buy it. I find it weird that the vast majority of people would be okay paying $20 for this game.
I mean, I played $25 for Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Yes, you did. I don't know. I was propelled along by the desire to see what was next. More of the story, more of the art.
Yeah.
To see what weapons I would get, what power-ups happened, and the satisfaction of puzzling through an area and finding a thing. Like, oh, it was there, you motherfucker. Like, I wander through an environment trying to get through every little thing and kind of scouring it, combing through it, trying to see if I could find an item or find a way to get it. And every time I figured it out, I was like, yeah, screw you, game. Ha-ha. Trying to keep shit from me.
There's that one upgrade where you have to do the dash up in the air, shoot the drone, pop the drone, become the drone. Now you're on the ledge. Then you need to dash into the air, shoot the drone, become the drone, hook shot up, swing to the left, shoot the drone, become the drone, and then you land on the thing. And then it's like, you have more tentacles.
Yeah, no, that was, those tentacle things were awesome, by the way.
They were like gameplay not effective. Like,
I really know, but they were cool.
Yes,
they were neat looking.
They were, yeah.
And they made like a little sound every time they came in and out of you.
I liked when you got the first one in the plot because it
like said something about it.
Yeah, and it was like interesting. Like that was very tied to the plot.
But like, the second one was
like, look, man, you just went through bullshit.
Look, you just have it now.
I don't know when you did this. I can't really tie this into the plot. And then Elsa Nova's like, hey guy, we're friends. Let's hug.
I don't like using articles in my speech.
Hey, let's hug. And then she's like...
It's like the friggin' Battleship Space Frontier Macross getting up.
Yep. Hugs!
Hugs for days.
So there you go. There's our Axiom Verge podcast.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
I liked it. They thought it was made by a garbage game made by idiot.
But yeah,
I feel like the coolest moment, like the two coolest things art-wise, was the glitch thing. Like the way they pulled it off, actually pulled it off completely with the glitch areas as well.
Yeah, that looked like a CRT.
Where it just had the cool proper scan line and that thing, and on top of that, the transition between the normal zone and that is like it fucking up the TV. Yeah, like that was perfect.
Yeah.
That in that one moment where you get to the area and you see those 3 gigantic bodies in the distance, and it's all blackness. Those were cool moments for the art. For me, the rest of it is just an amalgam of styles that don't really fit. Like, you have the stippling thing that looks like the PC NES ports. The majority of the style looks like Metroid with the tile-based stuff. And then you get to the second or third area. I think it's the second. And then it has parallax scrolling. And it just seems to be like, I like this and that and that. And these are things I'm doing, so go away.
These are my toys. Mine.
I think one thing we haven't really mentioned is that a lot of reviewers seem to be saying something about it subverting the genre expectations.
Oh yeah, we mentioned that in a quick play. We didn't.
Did you feel like it did that? Like, you liked the game?
Subverting expectations
based on it being a Metroid game.
Not
right. I mean, it's kind of the same concept of gating content behind special abilities and that sort of stuff.
And the plot doesn't subvert it, like that was also vaguely alluded to. And this isn't just like Jeff Gerstmann. This is multiple reviewers saying it subverts your expectations. And I'm like, oh god, subverting your expectations is the visceral gameplay of 2015.
There is a bit of that,
no. Yes. I need to know when a game will legitimately subvert my expectations. Don't say that about games that don't literally do that.
I didn't really find much subversion. I think maybe they're talking about the glitch stuff. Like using glitches when in other games you had to find it and were bad features is now a positive feature in this game. Maybe that's what they're talking about.
Even that seems like a stretch.
I'm stretching. I am doing some stretches right now.
But that has nothing to do with the genre.
Yeah, again.
Or Metroid.
I'm stretching
I know.
right now.
Like, and that's what me and him were doing. Like, we couldn't figure out what the fuck they were talking about, and
it was pretty frustrating because I'm like, I was genuinely excited to. I got hyped up to play this because like Jeff Gertzman gave it 5 out of 5 and said, "Oh yeah, don't even read the rest of this review if you into Metroid style games at all."
And then on top of that, that was sort of fed into you by Brad Shoemaker. Can you guess what website we go to? In any case, he was like, the music itself changed over time. At first, I thought it was going to be all square wave, but then by the third area, it's got like synth vocals. And then that sort of, it didn't, he made it sound like it evolved and changed in between his sentence and Gersman's about the subverting the Metroid thing. I'm like, is this just a different game at the end? Because holy fuck, sign me up.
Right?
Because I'm playing this one right now. No, I'm just
And in
kidding.
the end, you did wish it was a different game, Bob.
Yes, definitely. I kept like I went to the first three
Very
boss fights.
good.
Like, when does this get weird? When does this do anything interesting, please?
I thought the plot was cool.
Yeah.
I feel like in the grand scheme of video games, the plot's on the top end. Like, it
Interesting.
developed
Yeah.
well, and it had interesting ideas. Not all of the notes are great. Some of them are just like, please stop jerking off. How I felt. Did you read them all?
Some of the notes, the little
Yeah.
like lore bits.
Yeah, text
I
logs.
read most. I read all of them. I
Yeah.
don't think I have all of them yet, but
Okay.
some of them are interesting. Some
Yeah,
of them
some
are
of
just like lore of the world. Like, okay, I don't.
Thank
There's
you.
a lot of really
And then-
large words that you're
and then
using
it's
that
like-
are made up.
A character you don't know talking about a time period long past in a way that's symbolic.
Yeah.
Where they're like, the sea is on fire because of blah, and the gods are angry, blah, 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 blah.
That might have been alluding to the flamethrower weapon in behind that password door.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that hurts.
I think you're right, too, because I'm pretty sure that one was really close to that. Just made me think of like, oh, this is like my shitty D&D campaign I did. But, yeah.
They're telling me about their interesting backstory. No.
No! No, see, I subverted
what
the
it's like?
expectations with my D&D campaign because my character, who's constantly angry that no one would listen to his interesting backstory, is fucking murdered at the beginning, so he can't tell you the interesting backstory. But then the bad guy is his evil twin brother.
Who also has an interesting backstory?
And ironically, none of it's interesting. That's so many subversions.
Oh yeah,
So many. Yeah.
I'm subverted right now.
I'm feeling pretty subverted myself.
Let's talk about video games. But yeah, okay. So cool. We'll move on to the news.
Great.
Welcome to the news.
Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to talk about news and not Axiom Verge.
Okay, excellent.
Okay,
That's the first time you've ever said that. Talking about news, excellent.
Not talking about the thing we just talked about for like an hour. Excellent.
Yes.
excellent.
At one point, we're just punching each other.
I feel like that's how a watch should have gone when I go to transform with the V-Watch, and I go, and you go, and then we just start bashing each other's faces. But we only had, what was it, 4 minutes? 5 minutes?
5 minutes, I think, and God, so many cuts were made. Vicious.
Like, that thing features no jokes that involve slow delivery, except for the, Kyle, can I be let out of my room now? No.
Yeah,
Fuck you. Like,
I
that's...
feel like it's kind of almost good that it didn't happen because you know what? The only one of those things is even still on the site. The loading ready run unskippable shit. Like that's the only thing from those movie contests that is still there.
That's true. What the hell was the name of the terrible show? Awesome Apocalypse?
Sure.
Or
God,
Video
that.
Game Again? Video Game Again. Game Again or whatever. Yeah, it was...
I think there was one called There Will Be Smash that was like
Yes, that went forever. That thing went for over 2 years or something.
Jeez.
That was honestly the most embarrassing out of all of them. It was just like, hey, we have cosplay and an interesting story. And I'm like,
You have one
yes
of those things.
and no. But yeah, I don't know. That would have gotten us exposure.
Yeah, I guess there's that.
Because apparently these assholes aren't going to get us exposure.
They're not.
I mean,
They're really
it's fucking incredible. It's like, what was it? We're caught the other day. It's like, I just realized how much of your fan base is furries. I'm like, yeah, you know why that is? You advertised us, and no one else did. Rosa Chan. Sorry, I just pulled a random name. I should have been like Lady Lunar Phoenix.
But not the sponsors, because they gave you money. They're lovely, wonderful people.
Who need their name inserted at random in places?
Oh yeah, we did say we'd do more shout-outs to Cywolf. And Vincent Povart.
And also Vincent Povart.
If it makes you guys feel happy, I haven't gotten the behind-the-scenes done in the last month because of how, like, until, like, 2 weeks in, the computer wasn't even working.
Yeah.
This month has been a lot longer. March was a lot longer than I thought, because I was like, wait, didn't the computer not even work for, like, at least a third of this month? Holy fuck!
It's March 80th. How did that happen?
I'm not sure if it's a giant beard or a giant jowl.
Oh no, they're bugs. Just big old beetles.
Bees!
Bees! Yeah, so news. We have news.
Oh my god,
All
right
right.
news.
Yes.
So we're starting with the bottom. Why don't you tell us about some Devil May Cry 4 news, Bob?
Sure. I found out more stuff about Devil May Cry 4 because I didn't get to talk about it last week.
Great.
Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition.
Special edition for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One. It's actually coming to the PC, unlike the definitive edition. Crazy, right?
So what's new so far in this edition?
Apparently wobbling around.
That's cool.
But they actually showed off the Virgil's Devil Triggers. You can jump onto their official site and check those out. They are back from Devil May Cry 3, but they redesigned them a little bit. They kind of made them darker and more scaly looking.
Lizards? Like, are you lizard people?
You're almost lizard looking.
Yeah.
It's super weird. Like, you're so...
The Devil Triggers have always been really weird, but it's a thing you probably wouldn't notice because when you're playing as the person, generally you're facing away from the camera, so you don't notice that Dante's face is like a vest. I'm not kidding. 3, his face was like a vest.
Yeah,
it was weird.
They got the guys from Persona and
Shin Megami Tensei
in general to design the demons for Devil May Cry 3 transformations.
His name Shoji Meguro, is that right, or is that the musician?
I think that's the musician. It's
Okay.
Ken's, or it starts with a K and ends with Z.
Goodsboro.
Something, I don't know.
In any case, yeah. So
But
Kanzai Man.
I think they probably changed the Devil May triggers from Devil May Cry just enough for Virgil, so they didn't have to pay him again. Because I didn't see his name anywhere on this.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because it's like, that's clearly the same thing. You just made it darker and, yeah.
Slightly derped his face.
Yes, that. So it's neat to see that is back. And also they talked about Virgil's got this concentration mechanic, where if he builds up this meter that lets him do a special move by not taking hits and by actually hitting with every hit that he does. So it's all about being super accurate and precise. And they said, oh, well, trying to be like Ido, and that's his sword drawing style.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But
neat.
Yeah, it could be neat. I'm really interested in trying out Virgil. It sounds like they're adding a whole bunch of moves. Just seeing the trailer, I saw a lot of different moves that he didn't have in the original. And they talked about having 2 combos for Yamato. And that is not the case in the original, or in Devil May Cry 3. That thing was like super lame and had like 1 combo string.
Yep. Which is why I'm still, even despite everything you just said, like, Virgil's in it great.
Yeah, I mean...
Because in 3, he was a garbage character. An ugly-ass garbage character for idiots.
They also talked about Trish is going to take mechanics from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when she showed up there. So she has apparently her traps.
So she's unbalanced entirely. Traps.
Which the traps, you could like set this electric thing in mid-air and then it'll explode it later. So that could be really neat in a Devil May Cry.
She kind of did that in DMC 1. She kind of set off that trap with Dante in there with the Nightmare beta.
Yeah, they tried to work it in for Devil May Cry 1 from Marvel vs. Capcom.
So that, because, trying to make Trish a character in a thing is always a stretch.
Yes, definitely.
It's kind of like writing an interesting backstory for your YouTube channel about your sim.
What?
She's that level of a not well-designed or interesting character. It's just like, So you made a lady model. I don't...
It sure is, girl.
That sure is, girl, woman, old, I don't... Old. It's just... Like we were talking about it before, like, ladies... How much time passed between 3 and 4? Because Lady looks the same and Dante looks way older and he's the demon.
Yeah, I have no idea what is up with that. I think they just went weird with the Dante design. I was like, he needs to be a cowboy now.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, they were clearly going
All right.
for that.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Right? I don't... It was strange. And... Yeah.
Red Dead May Cry.
And also they talked about how they're going to increase the red orb and proud orb, which is the proud orbs are what you level up with in Devil May Cry 4.
Okay,
and
so let's break this down for Eric. So hey, Eric.
Yeah?
In a normal Devil May Cry, you kill enemies and they drop a thing, and you use that to increase your abilities.
Yeah.
like
Devil
get new
May Cry
ones.
4 is a fuck up.
Okay.
So in order to get the currency that you buy things with, you either have to like fail and die completely and thus restart the level, or beat the level. You still get the red orbs, but they buy random bullshit like items instead of abilities. So you go entire levels without having any sense of progression.
Yeah, until you get to the end of it and get the patch from
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
It was weird. And
Which
it
is
was,
interesting.
Yes,
Because
I'm trying to remember the other game where you cash
for
in.
Duske.
Yes, Duske.
Final Fantasy Duske. Episode Duske, where you only get your experience at the end of the day when you camp.
Yes.
I thought it was bad. You thought it was great.
Well, the reason why there isn't a level that you have to get through a Duske.
Yeah,
You can just go fight things, and after a certain amount of time, you get to sleep. In fact, wait, can you instigate that at any point?
yeah, you can just jump up to a campsite whenever you want.
Whereas, like, you'll hit a difficulty wall or whatever, and it'll be like, man, I bet you wish you had that ability that you can't get unless you quit, you fucking quitter. And I'm just like, damn. Why
Yeah,
are you so
it was-
mean?
So
You made me do this game.
it's really strange that they went with the way they did. Now they've increased the output of the proud orbs and the red
I just
orbs.
felt like it.
Okay.
But
I'll do it too.
Don't.
I didn't touch anything.
I'll kill you.
That is literally magic to me, okay?
Yes. Don't touch it or it'll cease to be.
Yes. I will cease
It
to
is
be.
literally labeled black magic. Do not touch it. Sorry, you were saying words?
But yeah, they've increased that stuff, so hopefully they also retune it in some way where you actually get the proud orbs as you play or something like that. That'd be really nice. But
You know what'd be
we'll
really
see.
nice?
What?
If they just made a Devil May Cry 4 quality version of Devil May Cry 3,
That would be amazing.
it would.
That
Because
would
was
be
a better
insane.
game. Bob was playing Devil May Cry 4, right? Just
Yeah.
to try out Dante and look at it, and I'm watching him play it. Now, keep in mind, I own Devil May Cry 4 on PC, and I'm just watching it, and I'm like, I forgot how much I didn't like this game anywhere near as much as 3, and I'm now remembering all of that, and he has thusly prevented me from buying it on the special edition, which I totally might have had that not occurred.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Thank you, Bob. You saved me $40, $60.
Yeah, how much is it?
It's 40.
It's 40.
Oh no.
Thank you. $40 is a lot.
It is. I mean, at least it tries and earn it, unlike God of War.
Yes. Oh my god, God of War's 40. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's $40. This is adding like 3 more characters
and
and
modes.
costumes and modes.
And rebalancing some things.
Yeah, and has effort.
What? Effort.
But I guess that's all I really got on that. I'm super excited. Didn't I call it a few podcasts ago saying, oh yeah, just adding costumes is enough for me?
Yes.
And there they are. And then I even said,
And
hey,
here I am.
hey, if they add in like Lady or Trish is playable, that'd be real cool. And they did that too.
Everything you've said is coming
All
to
of
pass.
the desperate fan service you have prophesied. You shitlord. The new God of War 3 HHD remaster is going to feature 7.1 lossless surround sound. What?
So you're saying that God of War 3 is a garbage game made for idiots?
I think God of War 3 on the PS4 is an ugly ass garbage port for. No, what is that? Borderlands. Borderlands.
I want to try that port. I want to see
hear
how
it
bad
runs-
it is.
It runs like hot garbage.
Really?
Like, yes.
Of course.
Which doesn't make sense because, like, my PC is lower spec than these consoles significantly. Like on
Right.
the video card side. That should be able to run it at 60. I don't know what happened with that port, but it looks kind of bad on the people who did the Vita port.
I bet it was Iron Galaxy. They did it again.
It was, yeah, actually.
They did it
I was
again?
trying to remember their name. Yeah, they did this port too, and it's super garbage, just like the Vita port.
So I assume
I don't
that
wanna
Killer
hate the-
Instinct is now even worse.
No, they got that to run at a higher resolution. I don't know what the fuck is happening with the rest of this.
Oh yeah, but it runs at 15 frames a second now. Guys!
Stop, please.
Here's 4K.
Be reasonable.
There was a YouTube video, I think it was on a channel called Linus Tech Tips. They're like, making 4K PC gaming rig for under $1,000. I'm like, you're just lying. I'm crunching these numbers. A video card that runs modern day games remotely acceptably at 4K cost $1,000. I'm being serious. That's not hyperbole.
I'm writing the numbers here, and it says boobs.
It says boobs.
Also, you're an idiot.
Boobs aren't idiots.
You're right, I'm sorry.
Boobs are brilliant.
Boobs are the smart
They're
motherfuckers.
spectacular. Say, Bob,
What's up?
I like this next news.
Yeah?
Quantum Break is delayed to 2016. Do you know why I like that news?
Why do you like that news?
I want you to guess why I like that news.
Because it was announced with the announcement, with the launch announcement of Xbox One.
Yeah, and I don't think it's fair that the PS3 should be the only console to do that sort of thing. I feel like they should keep getting delays on their games too.
I mean, it's not even new for that. It wasn't Alan Wake delayed like 12 times?
Yeah, that
wow.
game did come out halfway through the gen and was like announced as the launch title.
Yep.
Or announced at launch, I guess is a more accurate way to put
Right.
that. Man, the last
But-
gen was really long.
Man, Quantum Break.
It didn't look that great last time we
It
saw it.
really didn't. I had no, like, even thoughts it was coming out this year.
I mean, they said it was. So I did.
I forgot this game existed until they told me it's
was delayed.
Yeah.
I'm glad they delayed it because I feel like they should get a higher standard out of those developers. Remedy made Alan Wake. Alan Wake's looked like a better game than what Quantum Break did when they showed it off, because Quantum Break looked like Max Payne that didn't look great or run great and had time stuff a little bit.
Right. It just didn't look that good.
Yeah. Moving on. Dragon Quest Heroes 2 is announced. We still haven't gotten 1. We're gonna, but we haven't yet.
Right.
And 2's happening. It's kind of like Bravely Default.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing's so great, we have a second one coming. We're like, give us the first one! Fucking dicks! Like, what, has the game been out 2 months over there?
I think so there about, because I've seen at least 2, maybe 3 packs of DLC. The free ones come up, and because I always watch when those come out. They keep adding new bosses, and it's super cool.
That is super cool.
'Cause I'm like,
I heard
whoa.
they had a really cool DLC plan for the Dragon Quest Heroes, like, when they were talking about that.
From what I read, it was all free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It is kind of almost
What
as...
is it for? Is that Wii U or 3DS?
That's PS4. You
Yeah,
get to-
oh,
yeah.
PS4, PS3,
Whoa.
and
And
yeah.
it looks really good, actually. Like,
Yeah.
like really, really good. Like, better than Samurai Warriors. did.
They're adding a whole bunch of RPG mechanics, even more so because it's a
Because it's
Dragon
Dragon Quest. Good.
And they can
Awesome.
switch between your party members on the fly. You have like 4 party members, and you have dodging and jumping.
Yeah,
Both.
so it's really
What?
cool.
No!
And you also fight super giant enemies because, of course, it's Dragon Quest.
And you can
so that's
recruit the
cool.
monsters you fight.
So it's also Dragon
Okay,
Quest
that's-
Monsters?
yes.
Yes.
It's everything.
Yes.
Look out. It's coming right for your wallet. Man, that may be the next game I'm excited for.
It's
But I feel like there's something coming out in the next 2 months that I should be...
Bastion comes out next week.
I feel like there's something coming out in the next 2 months that I should be excited
Bastion.
It's obviously
the game
The
you
Witcher.
haven't played yet.
for. But I
Mortal
already own,
Kombat
You
X.
should enjoy.
But I already own Bastion.
I'm going to buy it again. So you can play it on my account. How about that?
Eh. What? Why does it offend you that I don't care? Damn. I would be equal parts angry and impressed. That's fucking steel, man. Shit.
I'm
Are you
so
mo-
angry at you, you marvelous creature.
I know something you might be excited about in the next month.
Huh?
Mewtwo coming to Smash Bros.
That's true. That's happening. But hey, it was frequency
Oh,
or amplitude.
Amplitude. I was like, that's
Same
not the
game.
name, isn't it?
Same game. Whatever.
When is that coming out? Do they have a date?
It's
Frequentude.
June. Frequentude. Amplicy.
Man, June's gonna be pretty good. That Devil May Cry 4, I'm excited.
I got nothing. I don't really. I'm out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, were you super psyched for Bloodborne?
I was trying to temper my excitement because I knew I would probably be garbage at it.
Okay.
And I
Did
tried
that
to hold it
prophecy
off.
come true?
Yes, it
Okay.
totally did.
Okay.
I saw when I watched you stream a little bit. I saw you walk right by notes on the ground, not even read them.
Because it's like I know what's going on in that level. I didn't.
Okay, you'd been there before.
Yeah.
All right. Whew.
I read the notes.
Wait, no, you found a new path that time.
I
Like that.
sometimes read the notes.
Always read the notes.
Well, sometimes they're dumb, like poison. Like what? Where? When? Tell me, you stupid tiny.
And
what?
then you'll take 2 steps forward and get poisoned.
Yeah.
But you had the warning.
Yeah, I did. Man, I don't know. Never mind. No, we're past Bloodborne.
Yes, we're
news.
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 So Mewtwo's coming out.
Yeah, for people who didn't buy both versions, come on, guys, get up on our level.
Be as white as us.
Yes.
To have both own 3DSs and Wii U's
Yes.
and also those games.
He's gonna be $399 if you want him just for the just for one system, or $499 if you want him for both systems, which is insanely dumb. Like why can't they just be like one price point? You get it across things. You don't need to worry about this.
Man, I don't know.
But yeah, it
It's
comes out.
Nintendo. I don't really
Yeah,
trust them with anything.
I
in
mean,
it a
if
whole
it weren't
lot.
Mewtwo, I would say that's a great price for a DLC character for a thing. I mean,
Right,
remember
yeah, it's-
Blaze Blue,
It is a good price.
$5. Yeah, I think that's all right. But it's Mewtwo, and he's a garbage piece of shit. He never has been anything else. The only cool part of him was back in 2001 when Melee came out, and Mewtwo was still cool. That was 14 years ago. We're grown-ass men, and Mewtwo's not that cool nowadays.
He's a weird purple cat monster.
that controls things with his mind.
And if you did that Club Nintendo deal, it comes out April 15th.
Cool.
Yeah.
Lucas was announced. Let's talk about characters that matter.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, why isn't the guy from Star Tropics in the game when Lucas, a guy who's in a game that didn't even come out anywhere but Japan, is there?
Because they
Very
already
Japan-centric thing.
they already had Lucas' whole moveset designed.
I'm just saying. Ice Climber showed up in Melee,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was one game. Star Tropics was 2,
It was.
and
But
he has
Ice Tropics meant so much more to the industry, though.
Ice Tropics. I don't think Ice Climbers did mean that much more to the industry.
I don't know.
I really don't think that. Yeah, no, fucking, that's wrong.
Okay.
I'm checking this fact. I just checked Wikipedia. You're an idiot.
But Lucas is in June. Crazy, right?
Yep, that's what else I was excited for in June.
I love the announcement because they always have like the little splash page and like, this guy is a thing. Lucas is like, Lucas comes out of nowhere. Like, yes, he did.
A little bit.
Wow.
He literally came from nothing from the American marketplace perspective. Who's this kid?
I freaking during the direct, he was talking about, oh yeah, this character from Mother 3, which is a sequel to Earthbound, and it's like, you can acknowledge that game exists, but you cannot even give it to us. What are you doing?
Well, see, that takes translation, and that costs any money.
Except that they've already done the translation. The people who did it went, you can have this. Just give it to us and we'll buy it. We'll even
That would
stop
be-
distributing our version of it if you release it here.
That would be unprecedented on the same scale that whole like Skullgirls joystick driver for the PS4 being free for everyone thing was. Of like, the industry doesn't work like this. Like somebody accepting a translation from somebody else for free.
Right.
That would be crazy. Man, so then, yeah, they should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the problem.
What's the problem?
Remember before Final Fantasy Type 0 came out here and it was the best Final Fantasy ever? You know how Mother 3 is such a great game? just gonna draw a line there and leave it for people to. It's open to interpretation. What else, Bob?
Um,
Mother 3's probably shit.
I played it. It's actually good.
Yeah, or like that's the thing though. It's like the fan things. Like Final Fantasy Type 0 is all right. That's all right. I feel like the fan clamor is always like 11 when these games are like 8s.
Here's the thing, Earthbound, it's all right too.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
And I owned that. Like it was crazy back in the day because like visuals, like the fucking trippy background.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like what the fuck is my Super NES doing?
What did I? What? Well,
I was just gonna say, I'm like, with freaking Type 0, I guess that there was a little bit of that, like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. But when it came out in Japan, I feel like there was a whole lot of people saying this game is all right. Like there was a lot of just.
I think
sort
it's
of,
because we were in the middle of 13 fever, and
Yeah.
we're like something that's not lightning, please.
Yeah, I feel like it was.
This is amazing.
It was somewhere between that and we didn't get it.
yeah.
It was that whole like forbidden fruit. Like I want it.
I don't know. Every American I ever heard who had played it, in writing or otherwise, was just like, "Oh, it's so incredible! It's what every Final Fantasy should be. It's so fucking on top of being an RPG." And then I see it, and I'm like. Meanwhile, people say that for Bravely Default, and I'm like, I believe you. I'm looking at that. Fucking A!
How can you tell it's so great? Looking.
It's surprising how well that works.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is why when Bob and I are like, that game doesn't look like it's done. Is that coming? And then people are like, oh, what a disappointment when it comes out. I'm like, did you look? Try looking. It's a real important step of figuring out whether or not you should buy things.
Look at it. Look at this with your eyes.
But we got the Smash Bros. Fighter ballot announced, which is where you can go vote for someone you want to be in the Smash Bros.
So now you too can put Goku in the game.
You pieces of shit, vote for Gino. He's fucking perfect. He is. Like, he
Yeah.
has all those different moves throughout that game and all that magic that you could just set to B moves. He's a cool fucking design, and he would look awesome on Wii U caliber graphics.
Yes. Yes, he would.
Fucking vote for Gino, you pieces of human shit!
Yes.
Were you gonna say anything else?
I thought that some Castlevania characters would be cool too.
Compared to Gino?
Well, I mean, like
Simon
alongside.
Belmont might be neat, but
Who? What? No, I literally didn't hear you.
Simon Belmont. No.
Guy in a short skirt. I don't know.
Yeah.
We need
need
Richter.
him in boy shorts. Him and Shulk can bro out.
Summertime Simon.
That's what I want to vote for. Summertime versions of everybody.
Especially
Wario.
Bowser.
Sure. Only if
Burn the
Ganondorf.
world down.
Yes.
Burn it all. Everyone in short shorts.
I don't know. Like I'm a huge Castlevania fan, and even I'm just like, nah. I don't.
Gino.
Even Shinoa.
Yeah.
Shinoa's arguably like the coolest non-Alucard character, because Alucard's obviously, you know, he's got crazy flowing cape. He's got crazy moves.
Yeah, Alucard.
He's very
guy.
flamboyant when he dies.
That would be amazing to hear
Dracula's
from the
like-
side of the.
Shit, he's dead.
You've made that joke already.
Yeah, in the top 8.
Yeah. That Dracula went to Taco Bell.
Yeah, to Taco Bell. Because flutes.
Because
Yeah.
you were into flutes around that time. Everything had flutes. Was it him?
I don't know, man.
Anyway.
There was other stuff during this. There was
Nintendo Direct.
yes. There's an oh right. Also, the Mii fighters are getting costumes with like Proto Man, Link.
When you wrote this description down, he was like, Proto Man and others. Like, clearly he's somewhat biased towards Proto Man.
Yeah, so
But you can be Proto Man, Mega Man X costume, Link costume, Dunban from Xenoblade Chronicles, be a cat costume, a monkey costume.
It's great because I read the name Dunban and I was like, Dunban. Ain't nobody know who the fuck that is. Nobody gives a shit. And then he's like, Xenoblade Chronicles, and I'm like,
Bam. Nobody did know who that was.
you were right. You know how you know? Looking.
and they announced that the price was going to be $1.15. I don't know if that's for one costume
That's
or
gotta be.
all of them.
That's gotta be.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
Because, I mean, it's a costume in a game of that fidelity. Yeah, $1.15.
But on the Mii characters. So, I don't know.
It's still customization. I mean, you guys should look at DLC for Modern Trip.
yeah, no, I believe I know that would totally be in line with that's actually cheap for.
Yeah.
But
So,
but at the
I
same
think
time, I'm
that's
kind of
nice.
like, it's Nintendo. I'm not 100% sure.
But they
because
don't
of
think
that.
you're gonna buy all of them.
Okay.
At $1.15, buying Mega Man X and being done.
Because you're done.
You're done. You're out.
Because if I buy Proto Man, that's gonna evolve into a real brotherly relationship, and I don't want that happening on that battlefield.
On the subject of costumes, I think the only way to make Mewtwo remotely interesting to play is if he has his weird cyber armor from that movie.
Yeah,
That'd be
because
neat.
goddamn.
Because cyber armor.
I don't know. I wish that instead of doing stuff like Mii Fighter costumes, if we got like extra costumes for characters,
I
like
love
just
that.
turning Mega Man to Proto Man. That'd be great.
Oh my god! Like, more characters need more costumes, not just color palette swaps.
I just had a weird thought.
What's up?
We change every other week of the GigaBoots podcast, so it's like this week we review 2 episodes of an anime, and the next week we review a Pokemon movie, and we do it for a year straight.
I thought you were doing that
Ouch.
for DBZ movies.
No! No! Now here's the thing, GBC.
I worry that will become...
Pokemon movies are DBZ movies. They really are. Like, the one thing that Pokemon movies get away with, not being as stupid, is that they don't invent a silver version of a pre-existing character that is made by a robot race that is invented for this movie. And also, it's like the second removed brother of some character who died seasons ago.
Speaking of Pokemon, real quick,
Metal Ash doesn't come back from the Xenoverse.
Pink Gold Ash.
Right?
On Saturday, I had to wake up early ass in the morning to feed dogs.
Early in the ass morning.
Early in the ass morning. For me, it is an ass morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's on TV? Oh, hey, Pokemon's on TV. This is kind of garbage. Oh my god, is that a Clefairy in a nurse's outfit? Wait, it's not Clefairy, it's a... it's a Wigglytuff.
It is a
Wigglytuff.
Wigglytuff.
It was as big as a person and it's just like in a nurse's outfit going, yay! I'm like, shit, that's amazing.
I'm pretty sure that stuff
It
happened
is
super
pretty-
early.
Yeah.
Probably.
And it's
I
really
haven't
awesome.
watched Pokemon a lot, okay?
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. It's garbage. I didn't even make it through one season. I can't understand people who have the capacity to consume so... Bob, how do you...
How do you
I just-
consume such garbage made for idiots?
How do you fit that? Oh,
It's...
All at once in your mouth.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know.
okay.
oh, a really deep sense of self-loathing. Okay. I could... Now I'm getting it.
Like negative amounts of
It
self-respect.
is his liquor.
He gets drunk off that.
Because eventually, if his senses are thrashed enough, he just will feel weird. This plot's amazing. So, hey.
Did you know we all have hands? They have hands too. Wow.
So, amiibo stuff. Bob.
Yeah, lots of
There's
amiibo stuff.
so many amiibos. If you like
man.
plastic figurines with tiny bits of RF chips in them,
So yeah,
We got a
the
deal
next
for you.
wave was May 29th. It's already sold out basically everywhere. It was Charizard, Pac-Man, Wario, Jigglypuff, Greninja, Robin, Lucina, Ness, and Splatoon thing is a little bit special because you get the male and female Inklings, and then
a
if you
squid.
buy it as a 3-pack, you get a squid. That's the only way to get the squid.
Yep. So yeah, they on the stores that they've gone on sale on already, they're already sold out completely. Like within an hour of them showing up.
yep.
Yeah.
It was pretty ridiculous, and people are rightfully upset because that's crazy. Why would Nintendo this seems like it's the lowest quantity they've ever done for them. Yeah,
Yep.
it's crazy. They announced what the Splatoon amiibos do, though. That's kind of neat. Basically, using them in the game will unlock more missions to do, which unlock more items to customize your
Like
character.
special costumes that only work when you have the amiibo.
Right. Or I think you get them from having the amiibo once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to have the amiibo every time to put the costume on. That'd be super weird.
no. Sorry.
But yeah, so I'm excited about Splatoon, so I kind of want that.
Looks neat.
Yeah.
It makes me really sad that Lucas is an old character because if he was a new character, it'd add more confidence for them putting Splatoon.
Right,
characters
that'd
in
be
it.
really nice to see something unique and new instead of
I mean,
just...
an extended DLC plan for Smash is a brilliant idea. They could keep that game alive into their next gen console if they
Yeah.
just kept coming out with new characters every 4 months or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Yoshi Woolly World is getting amiibos made of yarn.
Which is great.
Like,
Yeah, that's
is
super
it,
cool.
Have they announced prices?
They haven't talked about the price because those are
'cause
farther off.
It's got to be more expensive.
You'd think.
Give me a Kirby made of clay.
Give it to me. Give it. Give it. I hate you.
But yeah, they look really cool, and there's gonna be 3 different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Gonna get the blue one, put sunglasses on it, call it Boshi. Have it race in a shitty minigame.
I think Steven Deduro might actually have a blue one with sunglasses on it. Do you remember seeing that? He posted his collection. It was insanely fucking expensive because he not only got so many of each, he got dupes to get them recolored.
Yep.
I believe that there was a blue one. I don't know if it has sunglasses though. I don't remember that.
No, there's just all different colors.
No, he got his
he
recolored.
he got them recolored.
Right.
Right, so he might have gotten
Right.
tiny shades for it too. Because at the
Listening,
point
it's
where
for
you
everyone.
got a Yoshi, he clearly already played above the original MSRP for almost his entire collection. Because how the hell else did he get it? And then he got it repainted. So at that point, just get the shades
Right.
and have
Yep.
a Boshi. Boshi's a cool guy.
He is.
He's
Moving
cooler
on.
than anyone in Paper Mario. That game's an ugly ass game made for idiots.
They're also in all of those.
I say this with my expert opinion.
That's what I think about that.
You've emotionally distanced us, and literally too.
Physically distance us as well. Yeah, it's not helping. I'm getting further away. I'm gonna get out of shot. That's how much I don't want to be here. I can't tell if you're out of shot. This camera captures
This fucking
everything.
wide angle lens sees more than God.
Yes.
That you were
And
saying
the other
things?
amiibo thing was the cards.
The cards, but on the amiibo side of things, before that, there's also in that big list of Smash Bros. Ones that Dan went through. A lot of those, are like 3 of those are retailer exclusives. Crazy. It's like Ness's GameStop, Greninja's Toys R Us, and Jigglypuff is Target.
Now, Bob,
It's crazy.
Bob.
What the heck?
did you get any of them?
I did. I managed to get
Who'd you
Ness
get? Oh,
and
you
the
got Ness.
and the female Splatoon Linkling.
Inkling.
Inkling.
Not Linkling.
Inkling. I can't. If that doesn't sound right, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
So the next one.
Have you
Yeah.
please look for Dedede for me.
I
Please.
look. It's never there, and it never will be. I'm sorry.
Damn
I
it!
can give up hope.
It's
Never.
and
There's
I
gonna be a Metroid game at this E3, and there's gonna be a King Dedede amiibo for me.
Being friends with Eric is sad. It's
But-
like watching somebody with a terminal illness.
But yeah, the
No, it's
It's
not.
like watching someone who still believes in Santa. It's real. He'll come this year.
All that exists out there for you is entropy.
Okay.
but yeah, even getting the opportunity to get those, I did not have the ability to buy a Lucina or a Robin. Those sold out so
There's
fast.
so many people like, we will throw money at you if you just give us these things.
But they will not.
They won't.
And I found this to be the most amazing part of the Nintendo Direct. Last Nintendo Direct, they talked about how they're getting more Mars to retailers, right? They again said it this time. They just like, they're coming again. I mean, we're gonna have more Mars. It'll be cool.
You guys want Marths, right? No.
Well, yes.
Well,
And
yes.
like everything else since Mars has
Yes,
been.
but also no.
But yeah, it's amazing how they have this whole format to talk directly to consumers, and yet they are so like
Blind, deaf to, like...
yes, deaf
What-
to anything
what
that
is it?
consumers
there was
are
that
saying.
article where Nintendo's like, wow, what's your favorite amiibo for Easter? And everyone's like, any of them, you shitbags, let us buy them from you.
Or more accurately, what's your favorite amiibo for Easter? Fuck you.
Yes.
That's my favorite amiibo,
So
you
many of
goddamn
them.
asshole.
Or go fuck yourself. Pretty much that.
But yeah, the amiibo cards that are gonna come out with along with Animal Crossing, Happy Home Designer.
So Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer is a 3DS game.
That's right,
So
Dan.
in order to use these cards, they will need the 3DS infrared communicating amiibo or NFC pad.
Yes, which
Or
will be
an
sold
or a
alongside
3DS.
which will be sold alongside that new game, supposedly. We'll see how well they do
So
that.
what do these cards do?
You scan the card, and then you get to make a house per whoever person is on that card. and when you make them the house.
This is the Nintendo e-reader all over again.
Yes.
Watch out.
But yeah, the person wants to make the house in a certain way, and they all have different Animal Crossing characters on them. There's that dog girl.
Isabella?
I think that's
Isabel.
right.
Yeah. Does it end with a sound or is it Isabel?
I don't know.
You don't know that bitch's name?
Well, I know her name.
Well, that's what
And
we're
it-
asking. Is
Oh,
it
you mean
Isabel?
Isabella? Oh, yeah, it's
Isabella. Isabella?
Yeah, I didn't
Isabella,
understand it.
okay.
I was
Right,
like,
right.
what?
Also, correctly, it was a female dog.
Yes.
He was a bitch. Damn, I made a joke and didn't even know he did it.
No, I did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So
Let's
that's
keep going.
that's Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. Great. Exciting, right, guys?
I don't know. Hey, Animal Crossing addict. You excited about that game where you design houses?
Turns
I
out
guess-
Apparently it's great.
junkies say great.
Drunky said the second hit was shit. Need more. Good. Oh. GigaBoots.com gave Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer out of 10. Yep.
Yep.
So that they then showed a trailer
Yes.
for something. There was pop music playing. There was like knights and
it was
magic
anime
and
It was
so
shit
anime.
and shit.
It was like, oh,
The high school girls.
Yeah, this is some popular Japanese anime. I guess just get in the game.
And then it's like, hey, Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem. That's this. Sure, if you say so.
Okay, sure. I don't know whatever character that is in Fire Emblem, but I just thought it was a pretty handsome knight. I don't know, fucking.
Yeah, like I went back and watched it a few times just to see, like, oh, that's supposed to be a Fire Emblem character.
If there's
I
anything
mean,
that could possibly go, oh, that's Fire Emblem, or oh, that's Shin Megami Tensei. Nothing.
yeah, you don't even see like Shin Megami Tensei staple demons in there. Like that's kind of
Like Dante.
yes, like
Yes.
Dante's from Devil May Cry 2.
Was it really the design for Dante?
Yes.
Oh my god, you're right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Just so we're clear, Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne is the one
Yes.
he showed up in. Yeah, no, that was stupid.
Yeah, that was
Like, I heard the news and I'm like, it can't be like that. And I watched the video and I'm like, how?
No.
How did you do this? It's almost like you made a different game and then relabeled it.
yeah, I mean it might be a good game.
It's just,
It doesn't it all like scratch that itch for either of those series to me.
It's almost like they made Persona Q and pretended it was a crossover.
That was totally a crossover, Dan.
Oh, okay. What was it with? Mega Man.
It was actually a Etrian Odyssey.
Galgun.
No, that's true. I didn't mean Q. I meant the other one that was like a 3DS. What was it? Rhythm game?
Oh, you mean that dancing one that's coming out?
Yeah.
Man, what is that called?
Yeah, I can't remember. There were too many Persona games announced at the same time.
Yes, there were. Dancing all night too. There we go.
Dan's
Dan's
done.
getting away.
He's out.
But yeah,
Let's finish this up.
Fatal Frame head to the States later this year.
We're like, wait, where does it come out? Later this year, maybe.
Thanks, Bill Trenton. You help.
Yep.
Is his name really Trenton?
Trennan or Trenton? I don't.
Or
I think Bill Trennan.
Jack Trenton related?
I think it's Trennan. No T.
Okay.
Okay.
Trenton, yeah. Okay, that's right, yeah. Because I was like, did we let two brothers? Like,
Is this like a Kennedy thing?
yeah. It's like a Kennedy thing.
So that looked neat.
What happened to Jack? Plane.
Where's Leon?
Oh my god. I said Leon. Fucking Barry.
We've looped back around, people.
Oh, Barry, I can't stay mad at you.
And I can't stay mad at you, Chisel Sandwich. So yeah, they announced Attack on Titan game is coming over.
Wow, cool. I don't care about Attack on Titan.
Now I know I've been saying it a lot, but
Yeah.
I just need to confirm because I saw it a long time ago, and I need to confirm. That is an ugly ass game for idiots, right?
Probably.
For garbage people.
I hear that the second release
garbage
fixed
game
some
for
stuff, and that some people liked it, but it's still not like a great game. They're only releasing it digitally because they probably know, hey, this isn't that great.
Yeah.
People will be less mad if they pay less money for it.
Codename Steam is getting an update where it isn't shit as much
Yes,
anymore.
you can speed up enemy turns.
Wow! This
Yeah.
is the best DLC ever.
Yeah.
Makes the game suddenly not shit.
It costs $0. Good luck noticing that there's an update for it because the 3DS sucks. In any case, the new 3DS version can speed it up 4 times, I think.
3 times, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
so
not even
the normal 3DS only speeds it up
2
times.
times. Yeah, it sounds like it'll still be painfully long.
It's too fast. Gotta go fast.
N64 and DS games are coming to the Virtual Console on the Wii U.
Great. I still want to pay $10 for N64 games. That is just
They
totally
did say there was a lower conversion rate if you had already bought them on the Wii.
Oh god.
Right. But I'm like,
So if
I
you
bought it on the Wii.
You bought-
I should have it.
You bought Super Mario
Magic.
64. You bought Super Mario 64 on the Wii. You can play it on your Wii U for $3.
I think it's $2 or $3, something like that.
It's still fucking unreasonable.
Yeah, you know what happened with all the stuff I bought on PlayStation anything? I have them forever. I don't have to pay again to play them on something else.
And once the compatibility comes to the PS4, you'll still have it.
Yeah, because he bought that game, not the rights to use that game on the Wii.
You pieces of shit.
Yep.
Yeah, here's a thought. Would it just be a killer E3 if Sony just came out and announced a few games that were coming out later this year, and then they were like, oh, so the update so it can play PS1 games this year?
That would be nice.
Like,
and
for me-
if they were able to pack in PS2 games, that would just be amazing.
That would be really good, I think. I personally have more caring about PS1 games digitally.
Yeah, for digital front, but if you could take my discs, you can look over there. I have a pile of PS2 games.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
I really like PS2 games.
I mean, I really like PS1 games. Like, really, really. Jumping Flash, come on. It's good. Oh, my God. An Ape Escape? That's better than Mario 64. Someday my heart will figure that out.
So the
Was that supposed to be the Lonely Man?
yes, but I can't do it because I'm awful.
Because I'm a garbage person!
For idiots! Wait.
Bob, now an idiot.
Now for an idiots.
Apply directly to the idiots.
They also talked about the new Fire Emblem a good bit, which if you watch the Japanese version, you get to see the pricing plan they have for the Japanese market, which is crazy because it's like you buy full price game and you only get one of the 2 campaigns, which is as long as a regular Fire Emblem campaign, and then you can pay extra to play the other campaign.
Are there slightly different Pokemon in each version?
No. Well, actually, probably. If you choose one faction or the other, like there's
Okay.
a seemingly more evil army and a good army.
Now, see, the interesting thing here is that is kind of like when they came out with Ruby and
Sapphire?
yeah, it fucks it up because of the stupid names they
And
have.
it would be alternate
yeah.
waifus, okay?
Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire were that did have 2 different stories for the 2 different versions.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because you fought the 2 different teams and you sort of
Oh,
went to
yeah.
different locales to do that.
Huh.
To some extent. It'd be kind of like that with this, so that's cool. And it's DLC, so you don't just have to buy 2 copies of a game.
Right,
which is
that's good.
appreciable. Maybe the next Pokemon will do that, but I doubt it because of how save files work.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing I found super weird about the trailer for it. Is Dan gonna stop? Who knows?
He's revving up. He's ready to fire.
But it is like a super Japanese looking area now. Like both armies seem pretty Japanese, and I'm like,
Where
this
before
is
was this kind of generic medieval
Right, it's-
setting.
medieval setting. They had some places that looked like they're more influenced by Asian, but most of it is like European looking.
Yeah.
So
But
it
now
was,
it's like
it's super,
Japan-des.
yeah, super weird to see it go so heavily that side.
You know what I was really upset about? I thought this new Fire Emblem was being made by another company.
Yeah.
I thought that's how I could write off not getting an Advance Wars.
But no, you got your codename Steam instead, Dan.
I didn't get that. I didn't get shit.
No.
That wasn't for me. That was for juggalos. It was! It's steampunk Lincoln fighting aliens for the Queen of England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking juggalos. Like, goddamn. That was for the con crowd. You know, the kind of person who goes to a con and buys a hat. Because,
Oh, I thought you were saying
neat.
it's for the kind of person who goes, I'm Link, but steampunk. Or I'm this, but steampunk.
Yes, those are the same people who
I
go to the
put-
con and just go, this hat's cool because steampunk goggles.
I got a stovepipe hat that is literally a stovepipe.
Yeah, no, that's the irony doesn't make that funny. You're still an asshole who's wearing a hat that looks dumb.
Yes.
Yeah, those people. Yeah. Fuck those.
Admittedly,
people.
some of it, like someone made like a working like mechanical arm thing that was really awesome, but
That is the rare instance.
the rarity, yes.
There's
Exception that proves the rule.
I'm not saying everyone who goes to cons and does cosplay is an idiot. I'm just saying the type of people who is like, it's cooler now because it's steampunk. Fuck them.
but
And this game's for them. So fuck both of them.
But
Fuck the game and
This
fuck
is an
them.
ugly ass card.
Yes! Yes! It is a juggalo-ass garbage game for idiots!
that phrase is getting so much mileage.
That's because it's so true!
Anyway, in the new Fire Emblem, they're kind of being like, okay, this army is more. They want to have a deeper story because it's the darker side. Like you're apparently trying to work in this evil army, trying to revolutionize it from within. It's going to be more difficult, and have a story that they never really approached. And then the other side is kind of a generic. Okay, this is you're the good army. You're trying to stop them from invading your land, and it's going to be easier. I think that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I honestly don't know which way I'm gonna go on that. I might end up having to play both. It's a lot of time because Fire Emblem games are huge.
So are Pokemon games.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that those two games of all of them are the games with like here's another one.
Right.
Like
And apparently,
go through it twice.
like it's
fuck you.
it branches off after like one chapter. So the first chapter or two is the same.
You know what that
and it's just
reminds me
like-
of?
Huh.
Tactics Ogre. Let us claim together.
Who?
Tactics Ogre
That's
on the
some-
PSP.
Is that like Cookie Clicker?
I will kill you in your sleep, you monster garbage person.
What? Why? What's
It's not like Cookie Clicker. I hate you so much right now.
what's Tactics Ogre?
It is an amazing game. A tactics game. Where you split off the narrative through one choice after one chapter of whether to rebel against the army or to stay with it.
That sounds like Final Fantasy Tactics. so there,
Sliding doors! Wind resistance won't let me slam this door!
damn you, Wind! Why are you so strong? So they're adding a 200cc mode
Yeah, 200 CCs in Mario Kart 8. Crazy,
and
right?
Animal Crossing.
And Animal Crossing DLC, but who cares? I want 200 CCs.
Oh,
I gotta go fast.
I thought 200cc was coming to Animal Crossing. I'm disappointed. Shaking trees.
And you can play as Isabelle. Was it or
Eric's
regular?
giving me the finger from off screen.
Good.
But yeah, you can play as Isabella as a kart racer.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's a new Animal Crossing stage, and they apparently composed new music just for that, which is expected, but they made a big deal of.
I think an Animal Crossing stage in Mario Kart's actually cool, unlike Smash, where it's been boring as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, the Animal Crossing stage in the 3DS Smash was actually pretty cool. It wasn't boring and dumb.
I'm trying to remember what
It was an island, and then like boats parked on it, and then
God damn it, the 3DS version is better. I should vote for the character that is giving us the 3DS levels.
yes, you should.
Why should it be in this game? Because fuck you! GigaBoots has been brought to you by the support of our producers Vincent Poverk and Cywolf via our Patreon. Consider becoming a GigaBoots patron today.